love a buttered biscuit.
Dropped a grumpy, pardon the term, onto the bed.
Good evening, everybody. I'm hoping that you're doing well this wonderful Wednesday evening. Welcome to the hump day. Welcome, Jungle. Jungle. I still think it's young. Good to see Jungle Minx. How you doing, Eris? Wonderful, Eris. She's helping me out a little bit, trying to get my Discord up and running wonderfully now. So we'll see how that. I'm curious of how to do it. So I'm gonna have to get with her at some point and figure this thing out to make sure I got it up and running right. Hal 9000, awesome. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. T-Rex Trucking. I got you, buddy. I got you. Glad you could make it. Hello, doll. Hello. Yes, Eris is somehow everywhere and nowhere at all times. That's why she's a goddess. See? That's why she's a goddess. Balto Gagger 4000 Hump Day. Yes, we like the Hump Day. Make sure that you lick it front to back to front. Is just going to create a mess. Just so you know. That comes straight from the mouth of Baldo Gagger. Hey, what up, Baldo? Now, Jessica may be in here. We'll see. She's always got an open invite because she's the one that started in on this little journey with this particular thing. So she has always got an open invite. But she has work and school, and she wants to just relax. So I am never forcing her to do anything. Hey, Rabbit, my darling Rabbit. Wonderful to see you. Sometimes making messes is just fun. Just saying. Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is absolutely a blast. Yeah, so we're going to continue on with some more of the Depp Heard trial here. Hey, Cool Gamer, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Hope to, have a nice, easy flowing evening, and it'll be chill. It'll be good. And tomorrow, just so you guys know, tomorrow morning, I will have my Monday morning, of course, my morning stream. And then tomorrow evening, I will be going over the Republican primary caucus over there on, wherever we can pull the feed from. And we'll go over that. And we already know how that one's going to turn out. So, we'll hang there for a little bit, and that'll be just a pretty chill evening. Probably talk some, bullshit politics and who knows what else. You know how it goes. Wow, my hair did. This is what happens whenever you let your wife mess with you, in the middle of the night. You'll probably fall asleep. Hey, that's okay, Rabbit. You guys rest. There's nothing stressful going on over here. It seems like my chat has calmed down, and people have relaxed their attitude. So that's always good to see. But yeah, there's always that possibility that Junior will show up here, and we'll have a wonderful evening. But in the meantime, we're just gonna watch some more of the trial. This is Amber Heard's testimony, and where we left off, they went on a 15-minute break, and this is what, day 3 of her testimony. So that was a full body sneeze. My oh my. And yeah, so that's what we're working on tonight. And it should be a good one. So kick back, relax, grab yourself a drink, and don't leave any grumpies on the bed. We know what happens whenever you do that. Just makes a mess.
it's not, we usually don't meet on Fridays, but is that a
And
okay day to have
go with our volume a
trial
little bit. There we go.
on that Friday? It's the Friday before Memorial Day.
Oh, so
I
this
want to check with the
right
jury, but I
before
want to check
Memorial
with
Day.
you first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll actually be closing argument day for anybody that wants to know. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Relax.
right. So I just want to
That'll
make
make
sure that
it
keeps
go
in track, but
really
if it's good with the
easy.
jury, I just want to make sure that that Friday's
works,
good with
that
them.
works for me, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Oh, wow. All right. They want to run up there and talk for a little bit because Elaine can't get her head out of her ass. Well, if she could find her ass, she still couldn't get her head out of it. You know, because we know Elaine. We know Elaine very well.
Oh, a lovely lady. Hey, baby, you're all right. You must have been something before electricity, huh? Okay. Well, the last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The illustrious Elaine. The illustrious Elaine Bredehoff. I wonder how her practice went after this disappointing show. Because I mean, she got humiliated on live TV multiple times. Let's gonna go talk to her client real quick. Stop saying stupid shit, Amber. So she's telling her, stop saying stupid shit. And playback speed. We're going to put this at 1.25. And we're going to turn it down just a little bit to about 480p. There we go. And sorry, folks over there on Kick, I'm dropping you. But you can still watch. But I just won't see your chat. And shut down Discord. See if that doesn't help. There we go. See if that doesn't smooth things up a little bit. We'll see. I've been on this laptop. It's a little strange to do because it's a good laptop. It's got some speed, got good graphics on it. But I think unless I plug directly into a
Thank you, Your Honor. Michelle, if you can bring back up
make
1830 for a
just
moment.
more memory in it too. I don't know. I think this has 32
1830,
megs.
sorry.
32 gigs, sorry. Um,
Amber, we were talking about this right before the break.
oh yeah.
It still has my highlight. Which color is
Obviously.
underneath the other?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Based on your perception, which color is
I'll
underneath?
sustain the objection.
All right, let's
Yep.
do this. Let's bring up defendant's 375, which is already into evidence.
Triple Dog dare you to play that at Farrell's intro tomorrow morning. Yes, I do have a death wish, apparently. I know what I could play for Farrell's intro
I
tomorrow.
need to clear that highlight, Your Honor, but I don't have the control on mine. There we go. Thank you.
It's in the top right corner if you need it, but that's fine.
Thank you. Oh, there it is. My menu was hidden. Amber, I'm going to ask you to take a look at, this is the picture that we saw earlier. And do you see the area that's written in red here?
Yes.
Okay. What, if anything, did you have to do with the writing of that red?
Nothing.
Before this trial, did you know who Carly Simon was?
I might have heard her music, but no, I didn't.
Did you know what songs Carly Simon wrote or sang?
No, you had to tell me.
Thank you. All right. And then if you can just remember.
Really? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Ah, Lord Almighty. Feel my temperature rising. They just do not get it.
This picture, again, the red area there that I've circled.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to
Yeah,
ask Michelle
mhm.
to take this one down
Mhm.
and put
Just that look on her face is like,
30
mhm.
back up.
Uh,
And I'm going to ask you to take a look at
Feels-
this.
feels housewife is
Did
going to kill you.
What, if anything, did you do to this mirror with respect to the black or the red?
I didn't touch it.
And what, if any, pictures did you take?
I took a picture of it was the picture we had right before this is the one I took because it was in the bathroom where I found my clothes in the tub and stuff like that.
Why were your clothes in the
That's-
tub?
Let's go to 374, please.
Because you threw a little temper tantrum.
That's already
She
in
looks like the
evidence.
temper tantrum kind of girl. Just gets angry, starts screaming.
the picture
Stuff
you're
on
referring
top
to?
chat. You
Yes,
being
yes.
a brat
Okay, and-
today.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
I understand. What else was in this bathroom where this mirror was?
The bathtub and another mirror, which also had writing on it. The bathtub had a few of my clothes in it and paint. And
Yeah.
both of the two mirrors were painted. I believe I took a picture of both mirrors.
Okay. And then I'm going to ask you, Michelle, if you can bring us back to 1831.
1831. Yes.
And did you take this picture?
No,
Okay. And do you see in the mirror there, can you see the bathtub in the back there?
yes, I can.
All right, was that the bathtub that you?
Ah.
Yes, it is.
Brats get punished too. So
That had your
you
clothes
mush
in it?
punish.
Objection leading.
I'm sorry, what if anything did it have in the bathtub?
A few of my clothes with paint
Beers.
on them. You can see, I
That'd be
think that's what
funny.
I see it in the corner of the mirror.
Okay.
You think?
And then
you
let's
don't
go to
know.
377 for a moment. That was in
Ah,
evidence already. And do you recall seeing this picture earlier?
I do.
Okay. And now let's go to 1829, please. Does that appear to be the same lampshade but in color?
It does
Johnny
appear that.
looking all rock star like.
All right, now let's just go through. I'm going to ask you to take a look at 1834.
The worst part is I don't think they realize
What
it's
does
not
this
showing what they
look
want
like?
it to show.
That is the TV that Johnny threw the cup of coffee at.
Okay. And let's go to 1835. And what does this depict?
One of the sofas in the living room next to the kitchen with blood on it.
Okay. And then let's go
Yeah.
to 1837. And what does this depict?
Hey,
So one
Texas
of the guest
Jen?
bedrooms with Johnny's iPad on the bed.
What if
and
anything?
Blood and or paint on the.
yes. What
on the
if
duvet cover.
anything?
All right.
I
Now
think
let's
I
do
was one of the only
1838.
women in chat who didn't think JD was hot. Still don't. He looks hot as Jack Sparrow. As
And what does
JD, he
this
looks
depict?
worn out. Yeah,
A lampshade or a lamp that has been
broken.
robbed of the shade.
Okay. Let's go
And
to
a shade
1839.
bulb and everything else.
What does this depict?
A different bed with more blood on it.
Then let's go to 1840.
All right, I think I have exhibit 1840 right here. I think this is it.
Oh, kid. You're an angel. Show me your boobs and I'll let you borrow my bike. Boobies.
Yeah.
And what does this depict?
Blood on one of the guitars that Johnny was apparently trying to play.
Then
He's
you
hot.
didn't try to play.
Objection, Your Honor.
What
Plus
if any-
speculation.
I didn't even get the words
Overruled at
out.
this point. Next, your question.
Okay. What, if any, effort did you make to play a guitar?
I've never played the guitar.
Okay. Let's go to 1841.
Boobies.
What does this depict?
It is where Johnny slammed the end of a bottle into the wall while holding me up against it.
Is this in the
Really?
area?
This happened in 2 rooms, so it's hard to tell.
Okay.
The bottle into the wall, the best of my recollection, happened in the.
So here's the thing. So this is the bottle he slammed into the wall whenever he was supposedly getting ready to, let's see, with one hand, he's holding her down. With the other hand, he's using the Maker's Mark bottle. With his other hand, he's slamming a bottle into the wall. Now, if you try to say that it was the Maker's Mark bottle that he slammed into the wall and then he penetrated her with it, remember, that's a square Maker's Mark bottle. Keep playing the clips and I keep thinking the guest showed up. It keeps messing with you, doesn't it? Everyone loves movies. Even straight chicks appreciate a night's set of contents. Yes. Okay, after seeing the pics of his mangled finger and knowing musicians who were also slightly on the alcoholic side, he was not trying to play that guitar.
Kitchenette bar area downstairs, but I can't be 100% certain.
That ain't Maker's Mark bottle.
And let's go to 1842. What does this depict?
Another broken lamp.
Okay. And then I've just got a few more left. 1805. And what does this depict?
Wine spill. It looks like
Looks like Euro plugs. That's what it looks like. Shizzy, have you heard the lead attorney talk about the bottom of the bottle? No, I haven't. I haven't heard him talk about the bottom of the bottle at all. Honestly, no. But yeah, it looks like that little USB ports that plug into Euro jacks, and those look like regular plugs too. It's like a wine glass, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, it's one way to trash a room, though.
the remnants of a wine glass being thrown. And it looks like a broken glass.
Do you recognize where this was in the house?
No, it looks like a bedside table, but I can't be certain.
Okay.
But she can be
So
certain about the
1806?
bottle. It's wine on a wall. I may or may not be speaking from experience. Yeah. Shizzy, you better be up for the
So,
morning whiz.
you-
Yes.
You know, let's skip that one and let's go to
Oh, absolutely.
1808.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning is not going to be a problem for me. I'm not going to be doing a super late show tonight. It's just going to be a straight up until I start to get a little bit sleepy, which would probably be about 10:30, somewhere around in there. By then we'll have started getting into the next day. But yeah, it's not gonna be a late night. No late night for me tonight. MG is streaming tonight too. Well, I might swing by for a little bit, but yeah, no, I can't do a late night tonight. I was up way too late. I wasn't intended on it last night, so I'm a little shy on the hours of rest. Mm-hmm.
You know what this depicts?
It looks like wine.
Wine spill.
Okay. All right.
Damn, is this 20 questions?
Now, you started to testify about, well, before we go
I
there,
spilled more wine like that on myself.
in these pictures, would you say they accurately
Never
depict
try to
the
funnel
damage that you
wine.
saw that third morning?
No.
that idea.
What else, how are they not accurately depicting?
Well, if you can believe it, this is it seems significantly cleaned
No,
up.
we believe nothing you say.
There's much
Amber.
more damage, specifically broken glass.
Oh,
On the countertops, there was a lot of broken glass. I could feel it cutting my arms when I was trying to get up, and I could feel it underneath my feet. So
awesome. Thank you.
I don't know when these pictures were taken, but there's been some cleanup.
Okay. Now, you indicated that that Johnny had turned on your iPhone and recorded. Is that correct?
Yes,
Did there come a time that you discovered a recording on your iPhone from Australia?
yes. Much later,
Which-
there was this
And she deleted it.
5-hour-long
I'm sure.
recording, and naturally, I didn't know what that could possibly be, because even though Johnny and I recorded each other often as part of our, struggles to figure out our relationship, this one was, 5 hours was unusual, and that's when I discovered that there had been this recording of the end of that Australia incident, if you will.
And did you listen to that recording?
I have heard it, yes.
And does it accurately represent what was depicted in that recording?
Yes.
Objection, form, lack of foundation.
Right, you're gonna approach, I'm not sure.
Oof. Almost. Tried. She's trying to get it introduced. Lane's over there. Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, bitch, bitch. I know what I'm doing, Judge. Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. More bitch, bitch. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. And we're back.
Number of that, the exhibit number, so I can.
378.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. Remember, you testified that you made arrangements.
She
to
lost.
Return home. Can you describe, let's take you to the point you left the Australia house to go to the airport and were accompanied by Ben King. Could you tell the jury what transpired during that period of time?
Oh, that sounds
So
awesome.
I left Australia
That would be
shortly after
cool if
that.
you guys did that.
My understanding was
That would be
Johnny was in the
really
hospital
awesome.
for his finger, and Ben King was going to accompany me. And on the way to the airport, Johnny calls me, and we were just crying on the phone.
Just crying on the phone, weeping as my
He was
guitar
crying.
gently weeps.
He asked if it was if he had killed it, meaning the relationship. It was, I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was kind of asking me in that way: is it done? Is this over?
Mm-hmm.
Did we kill it?
Yeah,
Did I
killed
kill
it.
So that sort of thing. I don't remember what I was saying to him, but we hung up as I went into the airport.
She's not going to age well.
Nothing really was making perfect sense to me, for sure. And I flew back with Ben. I don't really remember speaking to Ben on the flight.
When Mr. Depp was
Aldo Gagger,
what you
T-Rex,
testified
Trick More.
on what Mr. Depp said to you on the phone ride, were you on the phone with anyone else or was it just Mr. Depp?
Getting a brownie. Ooh, that sounds good.
I only remember speaking to Johnny.
I don't have any
I
brownies.
remember sitting in the backseat of the SUV that had driven me, and we were outside of the entrance where you walk into the airport, and
Oh yeah,
even then felt
I haven't seen her.
torn about leaving.
I don't pay
obviously
any
didn't
attention to
stay,
her.
but I was in such shock and
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Yep, there you go.
I don't know how that's not.
She's
Okay, ask the
rambling
question
again.
Okay. Please tell us how you felt at that point and what Mr. Depp was saying to you.
I remember.
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
She was in the middle of responding to it, Your Honor, and Your Honor said,
It was
ask
a
a
different
question.
question, but I'll sustain that objection.
Boobs,
Okay. How did you feel at that time?
cleavage.
I
Can't
felt
help it.
destroyed.
Hmm.
My heart is broken. I didn't know what to do.
Your Honor, she's got diarrhea of
I
the
thought
mouth
maybe
again.
If I left him in Australia, I thought maybe something would happen to him. I thought he might die or kill himself, because it certainly seems like the trajectory he was on.
Oh, sure.
He told me he had put a cigarette out on his face before.
No, she put a cigarette
the
out on
Friday
his
before,
face.
and combined with all the when I was in the bedroom and he was in the hospital, I found, and I was packing my bags and stuff, I found all these empty bags, Coke bags, dime bags with white residue on them. And in them,
all these
there were
little
books
bags.
in the bedside table. There were so many that I was like, I wondered how I didn't see it before, even though I had, just gotten there. So I was worried he would die, and I was worried that we couldn't come back from what happened. I was worried that there was just no way to turn this around. There was no going back, but
Sure.
shock.
So
Shock.
you
So shocked.
flew out of that airport. Did you have a stop anywhere before you went back to LA?
Objection, relevance.
In a minute, I'll show.
Overruled.
Yes, we
Overruled.
did. We stopped in
Come
the
on.
airport. I think it was we stopped at the
Man, I've got this
Sydney
thing sped
airport
up, I
from
thought.
Brisbane, I believe.
And did you have to change gates there?
Yes,
Got
we had a
sped
short
up.
flight to get to
She's
Sydney, and then
still
from
talking
Sydney,
slow.
I walked with Ben through the airport to get the next plane, and we passed the newsstand. And I just remember I passed this newsstand, and there was a book on the.
What's that? Young, I tagged you in MLS Discord. I'm trying to find the audio that he uses as a drop now. Oh, that would be cool. That would be absolutely cool.
On one of the book stands
Got that
outside of the
bass drop.
store, and
Boom.
it had this puzzle piece on it, and Johnny and I used to use that as a term of endearment, puzzle piece, and I saw this puzzle piece on the cover of the book. It got my attention. It said 4 ways to click, a relationship guide.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
I bought it, and
Who was the author?
Dr. Amy Banks.
Okay. Go ahead, please continue.
So the book, at least from the subtitle, said it was a book on solving relationship problems. So I bought it and I read it on the way home.
It was the book that changed my mind. I
did you
knew
buy
that
it
was
and
the
read it on
bad
the way home?
relationship.
Because I loved this man. I loved this man so much. And it was so toxic. And for some reason, I couldn't get him to.
So toxic. So horrible.
I couldn't get him to not hurt me. I could.
Oh, he was hurting you so much.
And it seemed like I was hurting him. We loved each other so much. At least I loved him so much. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with this relationship. It was awful and toxic, but it was so important to me. And I loved him so much.
Well,
I would have read 1,000,000 books.
good to see you.
So when you got back to LA, how long before Mr. Depp came back?
A few days. Johnny came back within a few days.
You guys
He
need
went
to get a
to
room.
Sweetser house, the main house, which was what we did. If there was a problem between Johnny and I, we weren't under the same roof once, the fight had either paused or
Yep,
ended.
just worse
something,
actor
but
than you
he would-
remembered.
He'd go to Sweetser and I would stay at the ECB. And so he went to
Oh,
Sweetser
yeah.
upon landing, and
Hey,
there was
Stacey
some
Ann.
conversations with the medical team, doctors
Glad
and
you can
stuff.
make
and
it.
I just remember
Wonderful
feeling
to have you here
concerned for his life
again.
because things had
Yes.
changed, and without saying what they said to me,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Don't
Said without
lie.
saying.
She's characterizing it.
I'll overrule for now. See, here we go.
And she didn't take the advice of a single one of them. Damn it. Make me a sandwich. Good to see you, Benjamin Gray. Good to see you. How you doing? Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome.
I became really, really worried that Johnny was not going to live through this, that there would be infections or problems and things, and he wouldn't stop using Coke, and he couldn't get the surgery he needed because he wouldn't stop using Coke, and they wouldn't put him under because of all the Coke. So
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
All
Ah.
right, there's the
Foundation.
last part. All right, next question.
So when did you next communicate? When did you next see Mr. Depp after you got back from Australia?
I saw him a few days. I don't know how long it was,
Few
but it was at the doctor. I think my best
Amber
recollection is
says
that
she's
it was
off her
in the
feet.
doctor's office or around that
Alright.
he needed a procedure.
Did there come a time that you reconciled after Australia?
Yes, because it
Best with a ball gag in your
almost felt
mouth.
like
It's more like it.
it went away so
Or a
quickly
Baldo gag.
because
One of the two.
there was this surgery that he needed, and there was maybe he
She
had more
got
than one
diarrhea
surgery, but
on
it
the
was
mouth.
like it became very, very about getting Johnny through the next step.
Oh,
Getting
boy.
Johnny home, getting Johnny off the Coke long enough to get the procedure done, and then get after
No,
that
they
procedure, getting
really-
another procedure done, and it was just these small steps. And before
It's
you know
just
it, we
you
were kind of back in
constantly
it.
rambling. You're as
Um,
bad as
with the
Sadie,
prospect,
Shady,
of course,
Shady,
of him
Sadie.
being done with
Lord.
all the drugs and drinking, because that's what
Hey, what's wrong
necessarily
with
had to happen
drugs
for
and
him to have
what's wrong
this
with
surgery.
drinking? outside of,
So
might
that made me
stop
feel
your
a
heart
little,
at some point in time.
a little bit more secure and kind of
I've not
coming back
stopped
into
mine
this
yet.
relationship with him.
Of course, I haven't been doing drugs in years,
So
decades,
I'm
if
going to
even.
take you to
Yeah, I would say
March
decades.
23, 2015. Just
Lots
a
of
few weeks
decades. Good Lord.
after, 2.5 weeks roughly after Australia. Where was Johnny staying at this point?
At your mom's house?
I think he was staying at the Eastern Columbia, at the ECB. Yeah, he was staying at the ECB at the time because we were kind of in the bedroom together the night of the 22nd,
Uh-huh.
which is when he passed out, how I found his iPad.
I'm sorry, when you,
I found his iPad open. He was texting someone with it open. He passed out. And I saw what he was texting.
please tell the jury about that.
He was texting this woman that he had had a relationship with on and off, kind of at the beginning of our relationship. So I recognized the name, but the date was right after the wedding. I saw it. He had gone to her house after we got married. Like upon touching down in Los Angeles, I think it was the next day he went to this woman's house that
Okay, who
he was in a
cares?
sexual relationship with. And
Did he have a
What
sexual
did you-
relationship
what did you
with
do as a
her?
result of seeing that on the iPad?
I freaked out. I immediately confronted him about it. I was, I didn't care in that moment if he did kill me, which is likely
What?
in confronting him at that stage of our lives. I didn't even care anymore. At this moment, he had already ripped my heart out. This
Bitchy cray
after being
cray.
through after having been through what I went through in Australia just weeks prior. I see this. It was like,
Yeah, let the guy have a little fun. I'm just kidding. No, if it's not
Unbelievably
$200 bottles of wine a day, then he's a
unbelievably
bad
painful.
guy.
So what,
Yeah, she's batshit cray cray. Well, it's good to be able to see you. I don't have that problem, and I use the same browser, but I don't think. Oh, okay. Sorry, something else going on there. Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong one. So who is the controlling one? Well, we know who the controlling one is in this situation. Good to see you, Sandra. Good to see you.
what did you do?
I'm yelling at him.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So just yelling. I was calling him all these ugly names. I was
Oh.
screaming at him.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of the house. That's what I said. Excuse my language, but
no, you're not. That's the kind of language you use on a
we were
regular
screaming at each
basis.
other. At some point, we were upstairs in penthouse 3, and we kind of get into a how do you describe it?
And she's gonna come out like
Pushing
that.
each other, And
And you see where the buildup is coming because, here she's been saying, oh, I felt so weak and I loved him so much. And I felt like I was being held down and he was abusive to me and he did all these horrible things to me and he just didn't really care about me. And then all of a sudden she's going to say, I bowed up to him and he just kept saying, what are you going to do, little girl? What are you going to do? You can see where it's going. This is her typical MO. She is what YouTube was hiding Wolfie this morning. It's done the same thing to Story 2. It's a pain. Wow, that is weird. That's YouTube for you then. I don't know what hell happened.
I just
She
remember
loved his money.
being so
She loved the clout.
mad at
She was a
him
clout chaser.
for
Mhm.
cheating on me and doing so in this way, like right after the wedding. And then right after my wedding, go to see him. And then Australia happens. And it just felt like everything came crashing down. And I was so hurt. Anyway, I break out of his grasp at some point and I go into my sister's
I was so
room.
hurt.
The apartments in the ECB are
Okay.
connecting. At least 3 of them are. And they connect from upstairs only.
Hey,
So
Lefty.
you could get from
What is
Johnny and I's
up?
apartment into
Good to
the
see
neighboring
you.
apartment where Whitney, my sister, was staying at the
Mm.
time. And then you could go from that apartment into penthouse 5. Again, still on the top floor. So I went through Johnny's office, which is how you access the door that gets you into Whitney the neighboring apartment where Whitney was, my sister. And I went in there and woke her up crying, screaming, saying, what am I going to do? Can you
Objection, Your
believe
Honor,
this?"
hearsay.
Sorry.
Exactly.
No, no, that was
Confrontational.
Stafford
Yeah,
purposes of the matter.
she's
I'll
very
just say it again.
confrontational.
Okay, so you went to Whitney's Don't Tell the Jury What You Said to her, but what happened next?
I took a dump on his bed and rubbed it in his sheets.
Johnny comes into penthouse 4 and grabs me. I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing. But at one moment, I'm aware that my sister's somewhere nearby, and I thought about that. I just remember thinking about that, and he, I remember getting kind of free from Johnny, and he left, or he walked out of the room.
When you say free from Johnny, what, if any, connection did you have? The physical connection before that?
Well,
Fist yourself, you fucking idiot.
Trying to stand up for myself, and Johnny would, at that stage in our relationship, he would just throw me, shove me, hit me in the face. I mean, it was just like, all I could do is just try to fight back, or try to not get more hurt than not doing anything would have certainly left me. I don't really recall specifics. I remember at one point he had his uncasted hand in my hair, and I was looking at the carpet. I don't know what happened immediately after that, but I remember he left. He was out of the room for a while.
You remember he left, but
I don't know how we got into. I think I heard him in P5. Again, this is the neighboring apartment of that. So there's P4 in between, and P5 is the corner. And that apartment was empty, basically. And so I used it, the top bedrooms, the bedrooms on the top floor as my closet, and I had all these clothing racks and shoe racks and stuff like that in there. And then it had another level, the mezzanine, which is it hung over the rest of the bottom floor. And I used it as my
nice that you
office.
can use an
And
entire
the bottom floor,
bedroom
of course,
as a
the living room,
closet.
just some sparsely decorated, just some big couches and a
Good
low
Lord.
table. And I I hear him in
My closet's like the
penthouse
size of a
5.
Foot Locker, and that's about it.
And on the lower level also is another painting studio, like painting area of mine. So I go in there because I hear him, and he's screaming, but I don't know
Here's an
why. I
onion
don't know
hidden
who.
in a tissue for you.
My understanding was he was screaming at me, but I wasn't in that
Grammy
apartment.
River.
I could hear him, and when I heard him, I came into penthouse 5, and I had to go down the stairs, and I went down the stairs to the mezzanine level where my office was, and I could see him and a security guard and Debbie, the nurse, and he was sitting on the sofa. When I first walked into the room, he kind of
She's
stood
very
up,
threatening.
drinking Red Bull and screaming at me. And Debbie came up the
No,
stairs because
she
I'm
doesn't know
screaming
much
back at
at all.
him. She came up the stairs, I think. And while she came up, I'm supposed to kind of comfort me. And while I was up on the mezzanine floor, Whitney came down, and he threw the Red Bull
Way to be
can
handed her
up
Oscar
at
for this performance.
me,
Yeah.
certainly, but it kind of either hit or narrowly missed Debbie. And I said I called him a pussy, and said something about, I'm screaming at him angrily.
Hey, Christine. Good to see you. Glad you could make it.
I at least called him a fucking pussy.
Glad you could make it.
I don't know what else I said, but I was screaming at him because he threw this can at me and everything else that had happened. And when I did that, he bolted up the stairs. And, there's only, he was up the first flight of stairs. Again, I'm on the mezzanine, which is in between 2 flights of stairs. He bolted up the steps. And I don't know how he managed to get his hands in my hair so fast, but he had his hand on the back of my head, my hair, and kind of was yanking me down and hit me in the face with this cast.
Again. So he's
just
hit her
remember
so many
this
times.
brief struggle we had before kind of break away Whitney, my sister, all of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I.
So he hit her in the face with a cast. If you've ever been hit with a cast before, it really, really freaking hurts. And especially you're getting in the face, and unless you're telling me that she does not bruise easily or some crap like that, this pasty white thing hardly ever bruises. then I just don't die. I just don't buy it.
She just threw herself
No,
like
she
in the line of
sounds scary.
fire or
Tapes.
whatever. She just all of a sudden was there and trying to get Johnny to stop. Her back was to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I just see my little sister with her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait.
Johnny.
Don't even wait for any other. I don't hesitate. I don't wait. I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs.
Yep.
And I swung at him. In all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow.
Here it comes.
And I, for the first time, hit him. Like actually hit him. Square in the face.
Square in the face.
He didn't push my sister down the stairs.
Oh.
And all my time of being in that relationship to that point, hadn't even landed one on Johnny. Sure, I tried to fight back, threw my arms, flailed my arms,
Andrew.
hit whenever I could to try to block blows myself, but never landed anything.
Really?
And Johnny kind of looked stunned and then laughed at me and then lunged at me again. And before I know it, security stepped in between us and pulled Johnny away. And I went upstairs with my sister, and we locked the door, and I could just hear all this commotion happening in Penthouse 5. I could hear him raging, destroying my things. I could hear it. And at some point I saw it the next day.
Tell the jury what you saw the next day.
All these all my clothing racks were toppled over, shoe racks toppled over, thrown down the stairs. Desk, everything on my desk wiped off. Just it looked like everything that he could touch, he tried to turn over, destroy, smash.
So this apparently is the night that the cops showed up. Apparently, maybe, I don't know. I'm very confused. Oh, Shizzy, you got this sped up? Oh yeah, of course I've got it sped up. I couldn't run this damn thing slow. She would drive me up the freaking wall. She takes so many pictures, and not one that doesn't appear to be edited to appear an injury or any of that shite. Exactly. That is so right. She takes so many pictures, and not the one that doesn't appear to be edited to appear as an injury was admitted nor leaked to this date. That makes any sense. Yes, it does. But yeah, she's a little baddie. That if she thinks anybody believes this, I mean, she's told the lie so many times herself that she thinks it makes sense, but it doesn't.
But my clothing racks, these huge, heavy clothing racks full of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
There was at least one of them he threw down the stairs.
Just one.
The rest were toppled over.
Huge racks.
Amber, I'm going to fast forward to December
Like her.
15, 2015. Were you and Mr. Depp together at that time?
Yes, we were.
Did you have a fight that night?
Yeah.
December 15th. Yes, we did, but I don't recall. I don't recall what started the argument. We had periods leading up to that were really beautiful and really good, and then.
Oh yeah, sure. And then they just snap
talk
out of the
about
blue.
December 15, 2015.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
What do you recall of your fight that night with Mr. Depp?
I remember him chasing me in the kitchen. I remember throwing something in his direction.
I'm sure you
slow
did
down
that
his
quite
momentum.
often.
I remember him screaming.
It's like a little bitch. He was screaming like a little bitch.
I remember him getting on top of me.
Yep,
at some
here he
point,
goes.
Toppling me.
Started hitting my
Mostly
face.
At that moment downstairs, he was sitting
Punching
on my
him.
face.
Punching and punching.
Again, this is another example of when I wish so much I could tell you an exact sequence, but I can't. It's flashes. So I'll tell you what I do remember. I remember at some point trying to flee upstairs, and we had he got a hold of me and I got free, and I managed to get all the way up the stairs almost. I was on the last flight, And
although from the UK,
we
knew
had some
nothing about it,
interaction
so
where
she was right until I
think I
watched.
said something to him on the
Yes.
stairs. It might have
think
been
a lot-
broken up,
a
and I
lot
think
of
I said
people
something
did
on the
that
stairs.
before.
And I just remember how quickly he shot back up those stairs and grabbed me by the back of my hair, my head, and slammed his hand on my head. And I went down on the stairs.
Nobody knew who in the
and,
hell she
he
was.
overtook me.
Really?
I remember him so well. I remember his boots.
I don't
the
even
sound they
remember
made.
her from
I remember
Aquaman.
him grabbing my hair, my head, and kind of dragging me up the stairs the rest of the way. He dragged me into the room that those stairs open into. It's like a salon foyer area.
Miss Quaker Oats.
And we had this argument that kind of
she talked about the
was
bottle yet.
a shoving match that I was losing. By the second or third shove, he sent me toppling over this chaise lounge, like a little low-lying sofa seat, and I hit my head on the brick wall. There was an exposed brick wall. I remember I stood up, and I remember Johnny asking me if I wanted to go.
Hey, Tinkle Tits,
And he
what
did
is
that
going on?
Thing where he's like,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
challenging me. He said it in that
Tinkle
way,
Tits
challenging me to
McGee.
stand up, get back up. And when I did, he said, "Oh, you really want to go now, tough guy?" Shoved me back down. "Oh, you really want to go, huh? Oh, you're so tough." I stood back up again. This time he hits
here
me.
he goes.
I stand back up and look him right in the eyes. And it was just a really still moment. I'll never forget it.
I was so
Really
angry.
Still.
I took a
I stood up and
swing.
he said, "You want to go again, tough guy?" And I just looked right at him. Just looked right at his face.
I stood up to him.
And he balled up his fist.
Stood up to him.
Leaned back and headbutted me square in the nose.
Oh my God. Square in the nose.
Right as I stood in front of him. I was...
Blood went everywhere, and it was just this mangled mess, and my nose was just destroyed. He broke my nose. Sweet cheeks. I've had my nose broken more than once. Okay. 1, it is really damn painful. Number 2, it leaves both your eyes all black and blue. Might have given you might have bumped heads, but I don't think he did that. No.
A foot from him. Slammed me right in the nose instantly. Searing pain. It's one of the few memories I have in this long relationship that I actually remember the physical pain in that moment. Just searing.
Oh, so the rest of them you didn't.
And
so wait, this is the one time that she remembers the physical pain, but she doesn't remember the pain whenever she was riding a bottle. She doesn't remember the pain whenever he was standing on top of her, and all she could do is look at the floor and wonder why the floor was dirty. She can't remember the physical pain every time that he's aggressively done all these violent things to her, slammed her in the face with a cast. But oh my God, she remembers this physical pain. Oh, Jesus, woman. Is Freddie at I think we all need mega pints after Amber's testimony. Oof. This actually is their Friday. Well, because she's a lying liar. She's a lying whore. She is.
I remember thinking, you have your hands free. I had time.
But I thought he had a
You have
cast
your
on.
Hands free. You could have hit me with your hands. Why did you headbutt me?
Oh, I just remember thinking this.
I told
She
him that
does a
night I
lot
was
of
gonna leave him.
thinking for a
I
dimwit.
went through his office to go into the other room where I kept all my stuff. We had another
Keep your toilet paper.
struggle. He overtook me.
Oh,
I
again.
was trying to hit him off me. I was trying to get him.
She was trying.
trying to get his body off of me, and he was just pummeling me. I don't know how
he's
to
pummeling
describe
you.
what I was.
So he's headbutted you. He's pummeled you. He's just wailing away on you. It sounds to me like Johnny fights like some paperweight dude, that cannot take a swing. That's what it sounds like to me, that this man must have the most spaghetti arms if he is just pummeling her all the time and she isn't scarred up. Oh my God. Jeez Louise, woman.
I went down to the floor
I bet
I
she
remember
went
being on
down to
top
the
of me
floor a
and
few
him
times.
screaming and swinging at me while I was on the floor. He had me by the hair and dragged me
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah,
rest of the way
sure.
from the office into the
Uh-huh.
neighboring room, the neighboring apartment.
Took out big chunks of hair.
I remember the door.
That's
that
mighty
connected these
straight hair you got there.
these two rooms
And
had
he
a
is
metal
just sitting there like,
grate, not grate, but
oh
a
my
metal
God, the story that this woman is
bottom,
weaving.
metal floor that separated it. It's a big, heavy bank door. And I remember he was dragging me, and I removed my hands from my head and kind of tried to grab onto the metal
That's
door
right. That's right, Tingle
to
Tits.
prevent him from dragging me
Should
into the
be.
room. But I couldn't stop him. He dragged me all the way from that carpet. I was trying
Yeah,
to.
I don't remember her being in the
I was
movie
trying to
either.
get free of his grasp. I
I'm
was
with
trying
you
to
on that.
stop him from pulling me. I remember feeling the carpet and the metal. And he drags me up to the bed, and throws me down onto the bed, kind of wrestles me down onto the bed.
And then wait.
And he kneels on my back with one.
Oh, here's the part where the bed and the knife. Oh, yeah.
One leg. And I was trying to fight him off me because I was face down on the bed top. And he wrestled me down, kind of trying to hold me down with his knee on my back. And he's punching me with
More
a closed
punching.
fist, punching me
Closed fist
repeatedly.
punching you.
And I don't remember even feeling the pain.
Oh,
I
now
just
she
remember
doesn't
the
feel the
sound
pain.
of Johnny's voice. He got next to my ear and he was screaming over and over and
Wait,
over
okay.
again. Each
Trying to
time it
picture
sounded
this.
louder and more desperate.
I'm trying to picture this. Okay. I'm picturing her laying down. Okay. And he's pummeling her. And what does he do? He like gets his face up next to her and he's pummeling her. I mean, sounds to me like maybe he has T-Rex arms, really short arms. So he has to get up really close to punch her. All this pummeling, all this pain. That's a perfect pause on her face. That is such a perfect pause on her face. I mean, I could not have paused that any better at all, because this is like right here. Got doggone it, I need to widen that thing. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So all the pummeling. She's all the pummeling. Yep, all the pummeling in the world. I'm playing with your face now, Amber. We're gonna just draw some big old buck teeth on you right there. There you. Oh, well, that my hand slipped. You know how hard it is to draw with a mouse. Can't help it. Can't help it. I'm so bad. I just can't help it. Sometimes you just feel like you're being nuts. Let's see. I got to get the color of her eyes correct here too. So give me a second. Getting the color of her eyes. And boop. Nope, that didn't work. Yeah, here we go. Why is it not working? Damn it. That didn't work. So it should mark right there, but it's not. Damn it. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Getting the color of her eyes. Getting the color of her eyes. Yep, almost there. I'm getting there. Give me a second. Give me a second. Don't want the eyes to look wrong here. It takes a little bit of time, and I'll have the perfect thing here. Perfect thing. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Where the buffaloes roam and the skies are all cloudy all day. Oh, give me a home where the buffaloes roam and the skies are all cloudy all day. You know how hard this is to do with a mouse. It is so damn difficult. Oh, man. And then, of course, I got to go back and do the other one. I will get it. Damn it. I will have it right here pretty soon. So we go, googly eye. That's what I'm doing. I'm making some googly eyes for her because she looks so goofy. She looks so wild. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she fine? Go drunk, you're home, Shizzy. I love Todd Sweeney. Yeah, she is so full of trash. Sorry.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you.
Yes.
I fucking hate you.
We hate you too.
Over and over.
Over.
Fucking hate you. And then pounding the back of my head. Pounding it.
Oh, now he's on the
Like
back
this,
of her
and I-
head as he's
going through
whispering
my
in her
nose,
ear.
Feeling pain. I just could hear myself.
You can't feel
scream into
pain
it. I
because it doesn't
couldn't
hurt
hear
because you're
myself
not being
anymore.
hit, woman.
I could just hear him say that he was
You
going
want a
to kill
pilgrim
me
emoji so hard.
and that he sounded like an animal in pain when he was saying that he fucking hated me. He sounded like he was almost crying or something, and his voice was different. He sounded different.
Framed
He
Roger
sounded
Rabbit.
like he was in
Yes.
agony. It was high pitched and loud. And I don't know how many times he just hit me over and over and over again. And I got really still. And it felt in my body like quiet. And I thought, this is how I die. He's gonna kill me now. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought,
He hit you so much that you thought you were going
I
to
wouldn't
die.
even have realized it. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, now you can't breathe.
I remember trying to scream and I couldn't scream. I was suffocating.
Oh, you're
in this
suffocating.
pillow top
Oh,
with him holding me down, punching me
punching over.
over and over. And I don't
I don't know how many times
have
he
any
hit me.
memory after that until I woke up.
It might have been that she was really
woke
drunk
up,
and passed
Was there
out,
anyone there?
and then of course had no memory of how many times that James Franco was punching her from behind. So I'm thinking this was the night that she got James Franco over there because Johnny left.
I remember hearing my best friend's voice.
You know, not
It
once,
came,
not once
felt like it was
is
like on
Johnny
speakerphone.
Depp in
It came
this
from
whole thing accused her of doing anything
everywhere. I just heard
like
her
that.
voice in a weird way. It felt like
But
it was
she
coming
does.
from two directions.
And scene.
And I realized that I was sitting on the edge of the bed, on the carpet of the floor against the broken frame of the bed. And there was a low-lying bed with a really thick wooden
It's called a
frame.
platform bed.
And it was broken from his boot trying to get a purchase on it
Nope.
while he was.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Nope, it wasn't. Because she staged this. I am almost positive that she staged this. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I did look at where his boot supposedly did this damage. This is what Law and Lumber got his million subs off of, because he pulled up a demonstration of this, of how this bed was chipped, this chip that they showed. Yeah, the boot was proven wrong because it was they found that the knife had been jabbed into it and she pried it off. Yeah, or somebody did. Objection. Hearsay. Yes. Objection, hearsay. That is pretty common for Elaine. That is pretty common for Elaine. She can't help it. She honestly cannot help it whatsoever because she's just that damn stupid. She's that damn stupid. She can't help it. Sorry. Can't help it. All right. You take care, Cool Gamer. Have a wonderful one. Yep. She's so gross. Good night, Gamer.
I could feel it. Overruled.
Thank you. Please continue.
I was there for it. And while he was on top of me, I could feel that. I could feel him trying to get balance. I could feel him slipping. I could hear it. I don't know how I got off the bed. I don't know what happened to me from the time I stopped hearing myself scream. I don't know what happened to me. It's a really weird feeling because next thing I remember is leaning against the broken part of the bed and on the carpet, and my friend saying, "Oh my God, oh my
Objection,
God."
Your Honor. Hearsay.
Just
Yep. It would have had to.
Go ahead. And without
then
hearing
I-
what Rocky said.
I
Yeah, the knife was laying on the
eventually,
bed.
She called the nurse Erin.
And yes,
She got something out of the freezer for my face. She did a concussion check with Erin on the phone.
like maybe a bag of ice to hit her with.
I thought I probably had a concussion, and
Probably think.
certainly thought I had a broken nose. There was blood everywhere, blood all over those pillows.
But no
my head
pictures
was
of those.
bleeding from the ripped out hair, chunks of hair on the floor, all over the place. Actually, it was just all over the apartment.
Uh-huh.
He, after leaving me, had written on.
So if you haven't seen the chunks of hair, it looks like she pulled hair out of her hairbrush. That's what the chunks of hair look like. Like no hair follicles. It's so bad. I don't remember what happened to me, but all this happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just remember, I think I had a concussion. Sweet cheeks. You didn't have a concussion. You didn't have a broken nose. You didn't have hair ripped out of your head.
On the countertops.
Unless you ripped it
And
out
Sharpies.
yourself.
Michelle, I'm going to ask you to bring up Defendant's Exhibit 510.
I would say things YouTube would demonetize over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And does it accurately depict the scene portrayed?
Yes, that's
Oh,
the
that's
next day, I think.
You're
exactly
going
what
to
it
move
looked
the
like.
admission of Defendant's Exhibit 510.
No objection.
All right, 510 in evidence. You can publish it, please.
Thank you.
Really?
And could you describe to the jury what that is?
And,
Really?
chunks of my hair Johnny ripped out while dragging me.
That's a chunk of hair that was supposedly ripped out of her head. Sweetheart. I had more hair than that left from a hairbrush after I brushed my hair. You know, I used to have hair down, you know, to the top of my ass cheeks. And whenever I would brush my hair, that I would gain more hair out of just brushing my hair than she's got right there. I'm not quiet. I'm self-censoring. Yeah, I've backspaced out my way out about 20 comments now. Yes, I know.
And punching me.
Thank you. Michelle, could you bring up 513, please? Defendant's 513.
This woman is such a liar. Liar. Not a tear shed still. But she looks like she could be, you know,
Does
pinching
this
one out in her
picture
diaper.
accurately depict you in the scene portrayed?
I think this is a couple days later, but yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's 513.
No objection.
All right, 513 in evidence.
Yeah, go ahead. Show it.
And could you tell the jury what this is and what it depicts?
Coat dog has more hair than that. Exactly.
This is
Oh.
my face with a busted lip, which it's difficult to see in this picture, but
A busted lip. Oh, yeah, I don't think so, sweetheart. And also, why is your whole head bruised up here at the top? Because I'm looking at this picture that she's got. And this darkness that she has here is no different than the darkness she has up here, that she has right here, that she has right here, that she has right here, that she has over here. It's all the same shade of gray. All of this right here looks the same. She also has a little bit of darkness here. But you start looking at it all and you just each individually take those things out of context and there you go. It's completely BS. Busted up lip looks better than that whenever I wake up. Yes. Something about por favor, gracias. I believe you need some Spanish subtitles. I'm sorry, I don't have subtitles turned on that I know of. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I apologize, Ada, for not having that. Spanish subtitles. I hope that they work at some point. I guess I could pull up the subtitles. It might help. Like that. English auto-generated busted lip difficult to see in this picture. Yeah, I guess I do that. Thank you, Ada. Yeah, I don't have the subtitles in Spanish. Let me see if I don't know, maybe. Let me see. Subtitles. No, I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. I figured that's what she's saying. I'm sorry, I don't have them in Spanish. I wish I did. I've got them in English. My apologies. Speculating in chat that those bruises were identical to Botox injections. Could be. Gives her that dead look in her eyes. I don't know. I'm just saying these all look like bruises all over her face. If you wanted to point those out as bruises, that's what they look like.
My two black eyes, one is worse than the other.
No.
Like I said, maybe a day or two later.
A day or two later, it would be even worse.
Broken nose.
Broken nose?
Thank you, Michelle.
Sweet
Can you
cheeks,
bring up
that's not a
Defendant's
broken
Exhibit
nose.
514? Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Yes, that's my face. Sometime after.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of defendants 514.
No objection.
514 evidence and published.
All right, if you could just briefly describe to the jury what this one is.
Those do not.
That's my face. Some.
No, for
time
someone that
after.
gets in front of a camera a lot, she's really horrible at taking pictures of herself. Trust me, that is not a broken nose, doll. That's not a broken nose. Because if you get a black eye, you get black eyes like all over the damn thing. Like this
Maybe, yeah.
whole area right here
Thank you.
will
Michelle,
blacken
move
up.
Defendants 515.
So horrible. Yes, the English subtitles are
Does
pretty
accurately
damn funny.
Portray the scene depicted.
Yes.
Going to move the admission of Exhibit 516.
No objection.
515 or 516?
516, I'm sorry if I misspoke.
You said 515
Oh.
before.
It's 515. 515.
No objection to 515? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
515 in evidence.
There you go. Getting the evidence
What
in.
does this
Figure it out, Elaine.
Depict, Amber, could you tell the jury?
This is my face. Sometime after.
Okay. Sometime after the
Defendant
concussion
516, please.
and him pummeling you. Uh-huh.
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Yes. Sorry, Ada.
Amber?
Yes, it does.
Miss
This is
Postman.
maybe.
Wait, let me move it first. May I move
Sure.
the admission of Defendants Exhibit 516
No objection.
516 in evidence?
published to the jury, please?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Amber, go ahead.
Okay.
Explain what it is.
I
So
think this
now,
is,
unless that's a mirrored picture,
maybe
now this side is
the-
darker.
that night or the.
Now she's got a little bit of darkness over here and none over here. And now just the different lighting makes it look like her whole side of her face has just been bruised up and mangled. Oh, she's gotten so wrecked. Tell you what, all you have to do is just look at the picture of Rihanna after she got beat up, and then compare it to what she's saying that she got.
The next night after Johnny left me on the bed.
She just,
So
this is
517?
that's funny. That's funny. Could you tell what this is?
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Oh, please lie some more.
Move to admit Defendants 517, Your Honor.
No objection.
517 in evidence?
Amber, please describe for the jury what this portrays.
That's
Yes.
my face after
During closing, or as while the expert was on that stand.
incident.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was
And
so
what's portrayed on
damn
your lip?
hilarious. I could not even
Well,
begin.
busted my lip.
tell
and
you.
touched me. It's bleeding.
The one with the black hair, is your name Emerson? Oh, that's weird. Emerson big old titties, you know what I'm saying?
Be a cowboy, baby, with the top lip back in the sunshine. I be a cowboy, baby, West Coast chilling with the moon. I be a cowboy.
Danielle.
That's so hilarious when you play that.
That comes
But
from
hey,
hell. That's hell
yeah,
9000.
I know. Like I see that. I'm like, oh, that's motivation. I need to go work out. But I actually did go work out today and yesterday
Nice.
too. So I'm on it. So I just need to get me a horse.
Oh, well.
No, that'll never happen. I'm terrified of horses.
Sure you just want to get rid of the horse and maybe just ride the cowboy?
Yeah. There you go. Aw.
Good to see you, Danielle.
Good to see you too. I had to come hang out, see what you're up to.
Oh, I just watching the Amber Heard stuff and having fun with chat.
Yeah, I've been doing homework listening in, so I had to take a break. So
Oh, and you can stay as long or as little as you like. I won't be going all night. So
cool.
You know, I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't go all night. Yeah, what would you say? Does this look like she's got a real busted lip? I mean, I've had a busted lip before. That does not look like a busted lip.
No, it doesn't look like a busted lip. It
I
doesn't.
mean, I've had busted lips. I've had a broken nose. I've had my head split open right here in the center. Multiple times. Like the first time wasn't so bad. They put stitches in it. It was the next time that I smashed it into a flatbed trailer, you know, 18-wheeler flatbed. I smashed my head into it.
Oh gosh.
I was headbanging and got a little bit too close to the trailer and caught that thing right on the same exact spot. And it was just blood gushing down everywhere. I mean, that's why whenever she said, oh, he was just pummeling my head and ripping my hair out, I'm like, sweetheart, whenever I had long hair, man, I would brush that stuff out and it would be like this big mangled mush that I pull out of that brush. So horrible. Hey, Danielle, I can always redo that intro. No, don't you
With
dare.
Amber. No, I like it how I think it's sweet. Thank you. No. Please keep it.
Please keep it. Don't do it. Don't change it.
Yeah, don't do it. Aw. Yeah, but like Wolfram said, it looks like a cold sore. Like it does. It looks like a cold sore or like a blister, but not, you know, and not even a blister. I mean, I'm looking up because I can see it on my TV. That's how I'm listening to you. I can see a bigger picture of it.
I mean, like it could just be a splash of red lipstick. You can't really tell by this picture.
And she's got like our makeup artist that works for her that could very well, like, you know, I don't know.
They're trying to do all the poor lighting to make it look like it's been so awful and, you know, no flash and you got this big bright light behind you and stuff.
Well, in the last picture, she looks like she's the cokehead that she is. She's been up all night. That's what it looked like to me. I've had days and nights where I've stayed up all night and I looked the exact same, strung out, dark-eyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those who've lived it can tell it. It's the best.
I'm like, those are not. Well, I never had that problem. Whenever I would stay up all night, I would never look like that.
Oh God!
But also, I have like very like hardy kind of skin stuff. So like, you know, I don't like it takes a lot for me to bruise and things like that. So like whenever I got my nose broken, whenever she's saying, "Oh yeah, I was like bruised up," it's like if you've ever had your nose broken, especially whenever you're this pale, pasty white little thing like she is. Man, that shit would be over in here and the upper cheekbones, and it would be horrible. And just all you have to do is just pull up the picture of Rihanna after what was it? Chris got it.
Yeah. What was his name? I almost said Chris Rock, but that's not it.
No, that's not.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. After he got done with her, what she was describing her being done to her, Chris Brown only did a quarter of that to Rihanna. You pull up those pictures, you look at them and you put them side by side and you're just like, this one was supposedly abused and this one was abused.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
You can definitely tell a difference. Mm-hmm.
God, yeah. I mean, her face, if she was getting hit like that, like pummeled in the face, pummeled in the back of her head, yeah, her face would be all swollen up. I mean, whenever I say swollen, I mean like swollen, like shit, busting, looking like it's about to bust out, like eyes swollen shut. It's not pretty. Like horrible woman.
Reopening, it's a mouth. The lips move.
Go to 519.
Yeah, she ain't inflamed. Well, this is supposedly 2 days later. Supposedly.
She knows her shitty pictures.
Oh, yeah. She knows that she's lying.
She knows they're bad.
Objection, Your Honor.
And tell the jury what this shows.
This is my lip a few days later.
Oh.
Sorry, that was bad. It was so bad. I couldn't help it. Yeah, that was her lip a few days later.
Does this accurately depict the scene portrayed?
Yes.
Move the admission of defendants 520. Is it 521? 520.
No objection.
520 in evidence. Published.
Please tell the jury what's depicted here.
That's my.
This is supposedly her scalp where all the hair got ripped out.
It looks like
Okay.
maybe she had extensions and had to cut one out of there or something.
Right. Maybe.
But it does
tangled
not
up.
look like it's been like she had extensions in her hair or something.
Do you think she's
And
had
then
extensions right now?
No, extensions in her hair prior to that happening. And like she had extensions and one of them got pulled out, like not like pulled out, but like, when you I don't know anything about extensions. I never had them, but that's probably what that was. That took that chunk of hair out of her, like to leave that mark. But then again, she's saying that Johnny had pulled it out of her hair. So
Yeah, and Tinkletit says, nah, that's just a normal cowlick.
yeah, that's probably
my
true.
wife's hair does that
Tinkletit.
too. I mean, my wife has like.
See, I got really thick hair, so it's hard for me to compare.
Same.
But yeah, that does look like it. That's true. A normal cowlick. I'm reading too much into it by saying extension.
I don't know. I just don't see it. Like everything that she's pointing out, I'm just not seeing.
Scalp with a chunk of it missing.
Chunk of your scalp? Trust me, there's no chunk of scalp missing.
Trying to grab my hair.
Defendants
I got a little scar over on the side of my head where hair won't grow from falling on a Tonka toy truck when I was about 3. So,
Aww.
it happens.
Yeah.
Let's take that one down. Let's go to 522.
No. Simple answer. No, never got my long hair caught in the wheel of a creeper. Because by the time I went back to working on cars, my hair, I chopped it all off. So no, I never had to worry about that. But I've gotten it caught in all kinds of crap before. It's amazing.
I used to get a brush stuck in my hair when I was little because I had such curly, thick hair. I would scream. Oh my God. But it would take some hair out of my scalp, that's for sure. Just getting the brush stuck in it.
Oh yeah. You have to start at the ends and work your way up, and work your way up, and work your way up. And oh God. One of the main reasons I cut my hair off is because just me getting my hair, like after you get it washed, get it dried, and then brushing it out, it's like I'm talking like an extra half hour of time just to get that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, long hair and it's got that curl to it. It's like just a slight bit of curl. Like, yeah, my hair is got that. It's not like really tight curl, but it's just that wave.
Yeah, no, I got you. My son's hair is like that.
Yeah, my wife, she didn't see me with the really long hair. She saw me with long hair, but not the really long hair. But she saw pictures of it and she was like, "Holy cow!" Like you've got like every woman's dream of hair. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. They just want to reach out and touch it and like hold it and run their fingers through it. You're just like, okay, cool, I guess.
That's funny.
But no, I wouldn't have had long hair working on cars. That would have sucked. As many times as I've been under a car and had like my hat get sucked up inside the fan blade because
Yeah.
you're running it, trying to look for a leak or something. Yeah, the fan just goes flying off your head. No, no thanks. The car door is the worst. Oh God, yes. Yes.
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Well, it's a few days later.
Okay.
A few days
Move the
later,
admission
oh.
of 522, please.
No objection.
522 and evidence.
A few days after
And
getting the
what
snot
shows
beat
there?
out of her.
My face is healing.
Okay. Let's go to 523.
Oh God, I wish I had the picture. I really wish I had the picture. Because I got my nose broken. Both my eyes were black and blue, and I had this side of my face was swollen as I got jumped by a Mexican gang. It was their initiation or something, and so I they broke my nose, and then I had a really swollen spot here. 2 weeks later, I took one of my best friend's girlfriends to prom. He was going to be out of town, and it was unexpected, and so he asked if I would just go to prom with her. And yeah, my face was still swollen. I wore sunglasses the whole night. Like
So you
everybody
got beaten into a gang, Shiz?
No, I wasn't in the gang.
I thought it was a gang initiation.
No, for them.
Oh,
They
okay.
had to jump some dude or some crap like that. I guess I don't know what the hell it was. I was just
I thought
I was
you were
standing
saying
outside
you got
like
beaten into a gang. I was like, Jesus Christ.
no, dude, like jumped me, and there was like 7 guys
Oh.
standing around, and one dude's just pummeling me.
So he was
And-
doing it for the gang. I see.
Yeah, and like then they just like jumped in their cars and ran off like a bunch of little bitches. I was like, fuck, man, didn't even give me a
Jeez.
chance to fight back. I wanted to have some fun. I was holding a pair of jumper cables whenever that happened too.
Lord.
Like it came so fast and so furious. I was like, damn, that shit hurt. Neither.
Aw. You've been
It
through
was-
some hell.
No, I mean, 2 weeks later, I took girl to prom, and I was wearing these sunglasses. They look like welder sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
They had like these little like shades on the side of them. I look so awesome. My buddy gave me this like pink blazer, like Miami Vice style.
Oh,
I was like,
I bet you look so handsome.
sporting that outfit in there, and take her on her date, and everybody's like going, "Oh, you're just trying to be cool, wearing sunglasses, looking."
You're like, what? I am cool. Yeah.
And they came up, and one of the teachers, because I was already out of school. I was in the military. I was working pipeline construction at the time, and one of the teachers comes up and was like, "Son, you need to take off your glasses." And so I pull off my sunglasses, and my face is just all swollen and black and blue. 2 weeks later, and he was just like, "No, you can put them back on." I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, whenever she said, "Oh, this is a couple of days later," I'm like, I doubt it. That stuff doesn't go away like that. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Texas Jan, good to see you. Make AR. Let me know when you want me to make it. I'll send
Accurately portray the scene
for
depicted?
him to review.
Yes, I think this is
Nice.
day or so after, maybe longer. I can't tell, but yes, it does.
Move the admission of 523.
No objection.
523 and evidence.
I'm just going to draw your attention, Amber, to an area up here. What, if any, bruising did you sustain in that?
None.
Objection leading.
What, if any?
I'll sustain the objection.
What if it does not work?
That is like part
What,
of
if
her
any,
head.
bruising did you sustain?
I'm
Same
sorry.
objection.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is she drawing horseshoes on her face?
What injuries did you have?
I had bruising on my temple.
Let me see. What injuries do you have? Let me see. How about like this whole thing is an injury to my mind? Here you go. There. How's that? How is that? That much better? She looks like, you know what that looks like? That looks like a puckered starfish. Asshole.
Yeah.
Asshole.
The bronzer she's got on her face right now looks like more like a bruise than those pictures. Like the bronzer she has on. Like I have bronzer on. And if I didn't, like you can see it, if I didn't like smear it in, it would look like I had 2 bruises on my face.
Yeah.
And you know she's got good makeup, but I wear good makeup too. So
yeah. I mean, you have to wear good makeup. Jeez.
yeah. Hey T-Rex.
Hey T-Rex. Pimp. I see no bruising.
My chin, my neck, back of my head. I had swelling and pieces of, my scalp kind of ripped, torn. They were gross, pussy. But this is of the bruising around my temple from one of the blows, several of the blows. I don't know.
Let's go 524.
He should feel so confident right now. Those are such crap pictures.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Does this accurately portray the scene shown?
Yes.
Okay. Move the admission to 524.
No objection.
524 in evidence.
And what does this show?
Nothing.
I had a
nothing.
Can I touch the screen?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Yes.
And I had a pretty.
So here's what she's gonna say. She's gonna touch the screen and let me get my yellow Sharpie out here. There we go. Yellow Sharpie. She's gonna touch the screen and she's gonna go, I got hit right up here and I got hit right here. How much you want to bet?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Elaine already pointed out to her. But where's the big bruise under here that she supposedly had? Where's the big bruise over here? Like none at all. None.
Gross bruise right there in my head, on my temple. It's difficult to see it in this light, but I remember it was pretty.
Oh, you're DMing me
ugly.
on Twitter. But yeah, Amber photos.
Let's go to
Okay.
defendants 509.
Let me pull that up.
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I move the admission
Yes,
of
it
defendants
does.
509.
No.
All right, 509.
Will you please tell the jury what this is?
What is it?
That's the bed that Johnny broke while on top of me.
All right, let's go to defendants 511, please.
This is hilarious. This Amber Heard working at Walmart, of course.
That's funny.
And this is she's been busy working at Walmart with all the bruises.
Huh.
Good job, Tinkle Tits. That's awesome. I love it.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Yes.
Move the admission of defendants 511.
No objection.
All right, 511 in evidence.
What do you see in this picture, Amber?
Just more destruction from a part of the fight that happened in.
That looks like my room right now.
Oh my God.
My floor.
Oh, jeez, Louise. There we go.
Walmart again?
Yes.
That's funny.
She's got a little choker on because you gotta cover up the Adam's apple. Oh, that's some serious lip filler.
Not the bedroom that I was just talking about.
Oh, damn it. Connection interruption. Little bastard gave me a hard time there. I have to. Awesome. I'll have to review all of those later. It started lagging out on me because, damn it, YouTube sucks balls. Share screen.
What, the video's lagging on you?
No, it's just transitions and stuff like that. So
Mm.
it's just being a booger. That happens. I'm used to it. Why did it do that? Damn it. Son of a bitch. The wrong damn thing. See, this is what happens whenever you get overexcited. So how are you doing tonight, Danielle?
I'm doing good. I called out of work tonight because my son is sick. So, well, he's not real sick, but he's sick enough where he wanted me home. So we went to the lake. I meant to send you some pictures. I'll send them later. But it was really pretty. It was right when the sun was going down. I'll send them to you now. Yeah, it's really pretty.
I love that.
So we enjoyed that. We went for a walk and I took him over to Taco Bell, and so it was a pretty good night so far. And then came home and did homework for a little bit. About it. Better than working though.
Well, working pays the bills, but you know.
Yeah.
But I hear you.
Definitely.
Why is it being so difficult? Son of a
Here.
fuck. There we go. What the hell?
You're watching
just
Action
happened?
News, streaming live at 6.
Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Why is it being so damn difficult? Jeez Louise.
A part of the fight that happened in there too.
All right, I sent you this.
She should be by a kangaroo,
Go to defendants
taking a
512.
dump on her or something. Big steamer on her chest. Stop chewing on the cable. Oops, sorry. Oh my.
Does this accurately portray the scene depicted?
Yes, that's downstairs in the
Audio is
Wait,
jacked.
let me move the admission of it. Move the admission of defendants 512, please.
No objection.
512 in evidence.
Okay, now please tell the jury about it.
It's downstairs in the main apartment.
Okay.
Let's go to defendants 525.
So this is the one where they're talking about that. So this is supposedly all this abuse that happened where he's pummeling her and pulling her hair out and the cops showed up. That's what this one is. That's what
Yeah.
this is what she's describing, that she had all these bruises on her face. This is the same night that he just pummeled her, ripped hair out of her head, all this kind of crap. Oh, wow. Even so much. You don't even. Yeah, YouTube doesn't want to play turd videos. Yeah. Yeah, they really don't like turd videos. But they did find it.
It's no big deal.
Five.
I couldn't help it. I'm so bad.
And does this accurately depict the scene portrayed?
Yes.
Move the admission of 525, please.
And that's what he was talking about. They came back, they trashed the apartment after the cops
Please
left,
tell
took
the jury what
pictures.
This is Johnny's graffitiing on our kitchen
That
counter
does not look like him.
that he left on his way out, I suppose.
Just saying, it doesn't look like
And I
him.
think defendants 526 is already in there.
He could have, but it just doesn't look like his
Well, he's
handwriting.
admitted to what he's wrote on. Like
Yeah.
the stuff he made and it's all his stuff. Like, what are they? You know?
Yeah.
Now, Amber, as of December.
She's so concerned with what the jury's
15,
thinking.
What were
Damn, you're
your
so intuitive
plans
on this
for
stuff.
Christmas that year?
Well, up to this point, the plan was to have our families join us. We would go with the kids and celebrate Christmas together, you know, as a married
His
couple.
kids.
And we would all go to Johnny's Island, and he had invited my best friend at the time, Rocky, and her family, meaning her mom and her fiance, and my parents and my sister, and we were all going to go to this island I've told you about that Johnny has in the Bahamas and spend it together. And that was the plan leading up to this.
And what, if anything, changed as a result of this night of December 15th?
Bro, I can't. My AI is so into Amber's deepfakes.
After they saw my face, no one wanted to go to the island anymore with Johnny. They wanted me to leave him.
Really?
Did you have
Not
to
one of them has
appear-
stepped
were you
forward to say
scheduled
that.
To appear on the James Corden show on December 16th?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right. I was promoting the Danish.
That's when he
Girl.
kicked her in the back. Suppose you know what I mean? Like the James Corden show or the busted lip.
The busted lip and the broken
That's right.
nose and the blackened eyes and all that stuff. And they did all this makeup and they just had it caked on, but she was inside. She was in so much pain. She was hurting because he crushed her soul. You know, if she wasn't dating Johnny Depp, do you think she ever would have gone on James Corden?
No.
If she wasn't slobbering on his wing, do you think?
Flopping on his knob.
Do you think that she would have gotten hardly anywhere in Hollywood?
No, absolutely not. She was
'Cause
a
she's-
nobody before that. What is that movie she was in with him?
Death and Burning and something or whatever.
No, it was
Zombieland.
No, she was in Zombieland, but she did that book with, something book. This that movie she did with Johnny Depp.
Death and Loathing, or
no, it was the same creator as Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
Same concept. Not really same concept, but Rum Diary. There you go.
Rum Diary. There you go. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Film I had done earlier in the year in London before going to see Johnny in Australia. So I was promoting that film that had been completed, and they asked me to make an appearance on a night show, the James Corden show. After this happened, and I did the first concussion check with Aaron on the phone, I got worried that I wouldn't be able to hide the bruising and swelling. But I iced it all night, and the next day checked in the mirror to see if I could get away with it.
What do you think she found in the mirror? I think we know what she saw in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Jeez.
She got kangaroos back there hanging out with her.
Meaning hiding it so I could make an appearance. And I gambled and thought maybe I could pull it off. I had my hair and makeup team come, and they worked.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember this.
Worked around the lesions on my head with the hair.
The lesions
that stings.
The lesions are from something else.
Worked around.
If I just had my ass handed to me, I would not be
with heavy
getting a
makeup
glam
and
squad over to get me ready
normal.
for make an appearance in front of millions of people.
I
I don't know. I
No.
just the way she thinks is not rational. Like,
Yeah, all you have something like that. All you have to do is say, "Listen, I came up really ill, and I mean, I am like in really bad shape. I can't make it tonight. You know,
mhm.
can we postpone this for another day?"
But
If
thank
that was
God
the
she
truth.
did make these appearances. Thank
Yes,
God, because it backfired on her.
yes, yes. Because every
Yeah.
time she's trying to make up these supposed pictures and these supposed things, she's not, because she's high in a tweaker. She didn't realize whenever she was high and tweaking, whenever she was fabricating this story,
Mhm.
that the timelines didn't match. She didn't verify. Like, you know, I can say, and you know, from this time to this time, I was in such and such place. But I can't, you know, if somebody says, "No, dude, how could you have been there if I saw you here?" I was like, "Well, I wasn't there," or, "But you're on tape being here." I mean, we have you on tape. It's pretty hard to deny it. But she made up
Yeah.
all these wild fabricated stories. And of course, she had these pictures were probably just pictures of her after a rough fucking night and had nothing to do with the other. And it's the same way that we were seeing with Sadie, is that she's telling this story. And if you listen, she tells this story and she weaves this web, and then she throws in things that's supposed to back her story. You know, but
Mhm.
if you really listen, what it is, these events happened, and then she's making up narratives to fit in with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It would
Yeah.
be like me sending a text to you that says, "I hate you, Danielle."
Mhm.
But then what and it could have been innocuous. You could have like sent me a message just like, it's like, "I'm over here laughing at you because you've got, you know, silly makeup on or something." And I just
Mhm.
text you back, "Damn it, I hate you, Danielle." You know, because
Mhm.
text doesn't give any sort of influx,
Yeah.
you know, inflection. So what happens is then you use that against me to say, "Oh yeah, we had like this horrible relationship, and he would send me these messages
Yeah.
constantly of how horrible and how much he hated me." And she makes this big elaborate story about this innocuous text or this innocuous action. Like she finds that he's ordered some tracking devices that's never been out of the package, you know, talking about Zach here,
Yeah.
and then makes up this big tale to get to that point. And that's a
Yeah.
lot of what she's doing here, is she's making up this big tale to get to that point. The only problem is she doesn't have anything to back up her claims to this shit, because next day she's on Jim Corden. Like
Mm.
after she supposedly got her ass handed to her.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, you get some rest. You get some rest. No
My
worries.
sweetheart Eris.
I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you in the morning too. Yes. Set
Oh,
notifications.
she's so good. I just
Yes.
love her.
She's very awesome. She's going to help me out with Discord because I'm
Nice.
an idiot whenever it comes to it. So she says, "I'll help you out with it." Cool.
I love her picture. She's so pretty.
Yes. All
heavy
right. Here we
covering
go.
makeup.
Heavy makeup.
And I remember my lip was still bleeding and swollen. So we did this like really thick, super heavy matte red lipstick. You know, I remember very well at the time that we had no choice.
I have matte
but
lipstick
to-
and it's not heavy.
my favorite colors to wear, and this occasion we had no choice because nothing else would hide
Night Aries.
my busted lip.
Your
Night
busted
Aries.
lip.
And I went on the show, did what I always do. I told people I had an accident.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustained
Yep.
objection. Not offered to prove the truth.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Full of shit.
No, it's an objection.
Your Honor.
All right,
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay, please continue. So did you appear on the
And
show?
I appeared on the
Elaine,
show.
Elaine doesn't understand what hearsay is. I've come to this conclusion, especially later on, because it's just like their objection. This is hearsay. And they know it's hearsay because, especially with that fucking doctor, you would think that they would learn after that female doctor got up there. It's like, so Amber told her doctor XYZ, 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 all of these tales, and all of that gets thrown out on hearsay. Now, if the doctor comes in and says, she told me X, Y, or Z, X, Y, or Z, X, Y, or Z, X, Y, or Z, that's a different story because he is actually saying what she said. But that's all that she said. He has no way of verifying it. And he would get torn up on cross because they'd be like, did you see any of this bruising? Did you see any of these actions that supposedly were taken against her? Did you see any physical violence against her? Did you see her with black and blue eyes? Did you see Johnny hit her? So everything that she's told you is just things that she's told you. It doesn't, it's so bad. Her voice is so triggering. Yeah. Unlike Danielle's, her voice is so sweet. It's like butter.
Okay.
Aw.
And did there come a time that you changed your mind and went to the Bahamas with Mr. Depp for Christmas?
Eventually.
2015.
Eventually I did.
Okay. And
Came down off
you
her
went
high.
With whom?
I went with Johnny's kids. I was, obviously I didn't see Johnny after this because he didn't face the damage he caused in my experience. He was never around for the cleanups. And so he wasn't around for a few days. And I eventually heard from him and he said he wanted to talk. And then he understood that it couldn't go back, like almost as if he understood that I wouldn't forgive him. Made it easier somehow to talk to him. I didn't feel so bad about myself in that case because,
You're saying,
how could
yeah,
I put up with this, right?
that's what he would say.
But
How
it
can
was
I
the
put up with
understanding
you?
that we were done. I could, allow for us to have one last conversation, I suppose. But I just, it's like,
running your mouth some more.
I was heartbroken by the idea that I would spend my first Christmas as a married couple with his kids and everything on the island. I was heartbroken at the idea of missing that. And
maybe too fast.
It's the best I can describe it is it's like for every hit, every instance of violence, every time I was choked, every single one of these instances was like a heavy coin. Put into
it's
a
too
piggy
bad
bank.
he
And,
can't serve for more
you think,
defamation
okay, well,
right here.
each single one of these is like,
Objection, Your Honor. Non-responsive.
Are you friends with several?
The question was,
Mister?
with whom did you go?
If we could.
I
Tell us how you
hope
felt and what
so,
you were thinking
'cause
in this process of whether to go.
they
have
need
Christmas
friends.
with Mr. Depp
She
and
is
so-
not. She is not one.
no, I guess I was trying to explain
Go ahead. Go ahead.
that, just after you think each one of these is, it's almost like for each one of these things that happens, you lose the will or resolve to leave. It's like every single heavy coin you put in this piggy bank is like an investment into the future you're going to get to, and then before you know it, you're just carrying around this weighted ball.
Well, Tinkle Tits, if you're friends with Baruch, I'd love to have Baruch on because I think he's a cool guy. I may not like his art, but I think he's a cool guy. He seems like a total bro. So if you're friends with him, let him know. I'll have him on anytime. We don't even have to talk about the Amber Heard because I could tell that really hurt him a lot because I think he took her in. But like I said,
Who are we talking about?
Baruch, the first witness.
Yeah, Isaac.
Yeah. If you're friends with
okay.
Isaac, definitely have. I'd have Isaac on here in a heartbeat. Hell, he could shill all of the hell out of his art and everything. Like I said, I don't agree with him politically or anything like that, but I think he's just a like an all around great guy. You know?
He's very likable.
Yes. Yeah. Like I would ask him so many questions that would have nothing to do with Johnny Depp. I mean, if he wanted to talk about it, that's fine. Nothing about the Amber Heard stuff. I would just be asking him about him.
And you could tell he'd be happy to tell you anything you wanted to know.
Yeah, I bet he would. I bet he would not have a whole lot of nice things to say about Amber Heard. You could tell that really hurt him too.
I'm sure it did. Genuinely hurt him.
Piggy bank's too heavy, you can't leave. You know, for every single time I went back or allowed him back after this sort of thing would happen, I lost a piece of myself, a piece of my self-confidence, my trust in myself to leave and move on. You know, I lost the fortifications, I lost myself, and it was somehow easier to stay.
You're not friends with him. Sorry, mate.
To stay in the island.
Well, or to try.
I wanted to stay with Johnny.
We'll find him one day, Shiz.
Yeah.
So I put another one of those coins in the piggy bank of investment in hope and future, and I forgive him.
She's so lame. She's just lame.
I just decided to believe him that it would never happen again. Clean and sober once again.
Clean and sober
last time, because it couldn't be worse than this,
last
right?
time.
It couldn't be worse.
Oh.
And part of me thought that maybe it just needed to get this bad to get, you know, like now we can't go back. There's no way this could happen again. So I went to the island after a few days of talking.
And see, here's
with Johnny,
here's the thing about
arguing with Johnny, talking with Johnny, negotiating
all of her
that
bullshit.
I was going to be clean and sober. I wasn't going to drink anymore.
She could publish right now.
Again. He'd rather die than do that. It's what he.
She could publish some more bullshit about him, like defame him again. You know?
Yeah.
And nobody would believe her. Like, even if it was true, like nobody would believe her. And this is the touchy situation. Next dude or lady or whatever that she gets involved in, if they were to, why is this being so goddamn crazy? Yeah. If they were to actually do something, you know, violent towards her, and she like truly violent towards her, and she came out and said, you know, spoke out about it, nobody would believe her.
No.
And that's the danger of, you know, being this, you know, the boy that cried wolf. And that's all she
made
is.
her cry.
It sucks because I don't, as much as I really don't like her and I despise her, and her voice is annoying as much as her face, and it's just like she disgusts me. I don't want to see anything bad happen to her. You know, she's got a kid. I mean,
yeah,
that's why I'm like, you know, I hope she can make a comeback in Hollywood or whatever. But you know, it's not like I'm going to go like actively attacking her for that. Like, do your thing. She just has no credibility. I mean, she might actually increase her acting chops or get better as time goes on, but I mean, she's going to be forever known for this bullshit right here.
Oh yeah, and she did it to herself.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That's I mean, see, I don't follow enough about her, care enough about her, or worry enough about Elon that I noticed this stuff. I was just like, okay. I mean, was it something she froze after she took it off her face? I mean, I don't know.
He was saying, I was scared. My friends were scared, but I decided to go. After a few days of having the plane and the kids waiting, not knowing what was going on, they were at Sweetser, the main house, kind of just waiting to go on this Christmas vacation. And eventually I got in the car with Johnny, and we picked his kids up and left for the island.
Uh-huh.
So let's go to the island for the Christmas
No, that's
holidays.
not.
And what, if any,
What if any?
arguments did you have with Mr. Depp at the island over the Christmas holiday?
Towards the end of the trip. I mean, the trip itself was pretty nice, but towards the end, he started drinking again.
Oh,
Started
can you
with
blame
wine.
him?
And we were on the couch in the main house, a cabin. It's like a one-room kind of cabin.
With the kids?
And we were sitting on the couch, and Johnny, what I perceived as nodding off. I don't still know what it was, but he was kind of passing out or nodding off or something like that. And I'm sensitive at this point to the clues that I can pick up on to know what pattern of behavior I'm dealing with, because they made a huge difference in my life. So if I knew what he was on and what he was doing, I could react accordingly. So I'm picking up clues. I'm sitting next to him, and he's nodding off. And every single time he kind of like nods off, he dumps this glass of wine on my lap. And I say every single time because it happened 3 times. First time, whatever. Second time, I'm like, Johnny, are you all right? And I probably say it like a little weighted. And in my head,
A
I'm
little
just
weighted.
wondering
Oh,
what
there
he's
you
on.
go.
Does this mean he's on the Roxy's again? Is this like, is it nodding off? What's going on? What am I going to deal with? He just had promised that it was clean and sober. We had this horrible thing happen in December. I thought we were moving forward. And the third time this happens, I jump up. I already changed my pants twice. And I jumped up and
I bet she changed her pants
shouted,
twice
Johnny,
for some other
what are
reason.
you doing? Or Johnny, spill on me again, something to that effect. And I get up, get up off the couch, and Johnny's son says,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, not offered to prove the truth of the matter. It explains what's coming.
If you could approach, I just don't know.
Objection, hearsay. You can't say what the child said, because the child has no way of defending what bullshit is coming out of your mouth. Jesus.
Amber, please continue. Jack said.
It says, are you okay, or can I help? Something to that effect. And I pointedly say to Jack, but really to Johnny, like, thank you, Jack. And to make a point of the fact
To make
he
a
hadn't
point to
offered
rub
help
his
me,
nose
or
and
even acknowledge
pass
that
it
he's
out.
been
Oh, jeez.
spilling wine. First, he's drinking wine. Second, he's spilling it all over me. And third, he's spilling it because he's nodding off, is what I assume. So I kind of say this in a pointed way at Jack, thanking him for offering. And I get up, go to the closet, take off the pants that have just been ruined. And
Let me guess, he beat her
Johnny comes
again.
into the closet right after me and slams me up against the side of the
Oh, yep, here he
closet.
goes. Just slams her around some more.
And I mean, just with clarity, with holding my neck.
Holding your
He
neck
would
down.
fucking kill me if I ever spoke to him like that in front of his kids again. If I ever embarrass him, and he just shoved me and embarrassed. If I ever embarrass you, if you ever embarrass me again,
If I ever
in front
embarrassed
of my
you.
kids, I'll fucking kill you.
A little slip there.
I don't know. I don't recall who told Jack to leave, or I don't really recall having an awareness of where he was at this point. But I leave the closet, go into the bathroom, which is right next to it, and he comes barreling into the bathroom behind me.
Barreling.
Before he does that, I said something snarky to him.
Slams her face into the
Fucking never
mirror
talk to me
and,
like that again, or
and
hate
then
you, or something.
dunks her head in the toilet.
Response, just something, so that I felt like I wasn't just being a punching bag. And I kind of like get over to the bathroom, but I didn't even have the door shut before he was in the bathroom with me. And I don't know if he used my body to shut the door, or if he just shut it. But again, brings me up against the wall. But this time he just grabbed my vagina. Like,
she's trying to cry. Oh my God. Woman. You're so you just want to go.
FBI, open up!
Like, you're so full of shit. Like, how can you even believe that? God. Just
stop it. Get some help.
She's trying to cry. She's trying. I mean, she's coming out of this like she's coming out of this like the Family Guy. Here we go. Coming out of it like this.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah, that's what she's trying to act like, and all it is
Gay.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I know. I'm being an ass, but I can't help it because it's such bullshit. He grabbed me and I was in no pants and he shoved his whole fist up inside me and it was horrible. It's like at this point, the jury has to just be sitting there going, how is this woman even living right now? I mean, she's been beaten, smacked down, clobbered. She's been anally raped with a Jack Daniels bottle. She's, we all these horrible things have happened to her, and she's still sitting here. So strong, so powerful. No, she's full of shit.
I was wearing this peach kind of like netted kind of style swimming suit underneath. That's what I had on from the waist down, and he just grabbed me. Best I can explain it with his shoved his fingers inside me, but through my bathing suit. He didn't like move my bathing suit out of the way, and just kind of held me there. And asked me if I was so fucking tough. I thought I was so fucking tough. Said, "Oh, you tough like a man now? You some man now?" He's kind of taunting me while jerking me around. And he kind of seemed to do this thing where he was smiling, not just like teasing me. Like, oh yeah, you think you're so fucking tough. Now what? Now what? I don't know what happened after that. I went back into the room, or he went into the room. I don't know who went into the main room first.
I don't know what happened after that. Like you didn't think your story through, or you couldn't elaborate on what happened after
She
that.
couldn't elaborate. She just lost her train of thought. She's
Yeah.
so concerned with the jury. She can see that they're not buying this.
Yeah, they're like me, like really? You're gonna go through another long diatribe of
They're not giving her the attention too that she thinks that she was going to get from them, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just lost her train of thought.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have a long. I shouldn't have such a long, drawn out story like the one where he pummeled me on the back of the head, stabbed me on the bed, and beat me with a cast, and ripped my hair out, and threw wine all over the place, and drew things all over the countertop. Like, oh well, this one he just sort of he fingered me. Okay, like yeah, the story sort of falls flat. Sorry.
I just remember his hand landing on the back of my shoulder neck area. I remember trying to get him off of me. I don't know. I don't know what the next thing that happened was, but I do remember.
No,
I knew I
of course
needed
you
to get
don't.
away from him.
You can't make it up.
I ran. I ran out of the back door. Ran out onto the patio.
Telling your lies is catching up with you. Even Johnny is just like,
I ran.
Like, oh my
He swung
god.
at me, but I don't even remember how much of an impact it made. But I remember running. I threw something in his direction.
Oh, in his direction, yeah, sure.
when I
I
was getting
don't
away
know
from
what
him.
it was. It might have been something I threw.
I ran down the deck.
deck.
Ran out into the
Ran.
parking lot area, gravel parking lot area outside of the house.
So far away.
And that's my estimation of when Johnny reached me. Grabbed me by the hair, swung me around. I remember he hit my face at least once, but I'm not quite sure in what sequence. Was it before I broke away or after? I don't remember. I just remember the lights of the ATV coming up.
It's hilarious. Tickle twits.
The island, two of the people who worked on the island, so Johnny, CJ, and Tara, they pulled up in the ATV. remember the
So what you're
headlights.
saying is a
remember
man found a
separating from
hole
him.
in the first try through a
Or
bathing
them
suit.
kind of running up
Yeah.
and saying something and separating us. And
Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum. Yeah, she's so full of it.
and I didn't see Johnny for the rest of the evening, is my recollection. I just found him the next day, passed out in the cafe that was close to the house.
Is that the end of?
Yeah, this is a good breaking point, yes.
All right. Okay, ladies
for
and gentlemen. you
love
can
of
stay there.
God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be breaking.
Breaking for
Again, this is the time that we break for a week,
Again.
okay?
see if they had anything that they said afterwards.
Well, you can get with Sammy when we're done, okay? Is it right or wrong? What's that?
Yeah, nothing important after that. You're so strong, you're so brave. Let's do this for the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. It was for the cameras. Like everything else that she does, it's for the cameras. Oh my God. So what you're saying is a man found a hole first try through a bathing suit. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, he probably knows her body better than she does. Just saying. She's not. She is horrid. She is so horrible. But I do have her, what she would look like if she won the case. I do have a picture of that. There we go.
Oh God.
If she would have won the case, that's where she would be. Just right there, riding the shark. Don't worry. That's a mean vicious shark. She comes out of the water with her hair all nice and fresh. Oh my God. Oh my freaking God. This woman, I swear, she has got some issues. Let me see. We've got another one here. This one's pretty good too. Giving you these. Pull up the next one. This is all Tinkle Tits right here doing this.
That's funny.
Let's see. That's
really good.
No, he does a really good job with these. And pull that up. Once it starts, I'll pull it up, and I'm dropping these down so you don't see all of my YouTube porn.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Something like that. Let's see. Here's her. She's getting ready to like rough him up. Like, come at me, Johnny. Come at me.
Oh yeah.
It says, do you notice what the glove says? Looks like it says Sharts.
Looks like it says sorry.
Oh, it could say Sharts though.
Shart. Yeah. That's funny.
Something's wrong with her legs here. If her legs look like this, there's something wrong. Like the upper body doesn't match the lower body. Something like that. Oh man. Let's see, we get. All right. All right. Here we go.
You see what Jung says?
What did she say? Sorry.
The moment when she gets off the stand and fakes fear of Johnny, that was so gross. You remember that?
Oh yes. Yeah. I was like Johnny's just like turns his back to her. Like, I don't even want to deal with you. I wonder how she keeps going and lives her life. I've had bad days or times I felt humiliated, wanted to be swallowed by a dark hole. We've all had those.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've all had those. Hers
But she
more so
doesn't
than
live.
anybody else.
She doesn't live thinking she's did anything wrong. Probably.
Exactly. That right there is what the problem is. She's living like she hasn't done anything wrong. And she knows that she has. And I mean, we all make mistakes. You know, that's the thing. We all make mistakes. If she would have just owned, if she would have retracted it, if she would have just retracted it and said, sorry, that's not exactly what happened.
She just would have took accountability. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, I think you
All
probably
right. Do
would
we
have
have any
been
preliminary
just like,
matters before the jury comes out?
I can go back to doing my acting stuff and I don't have this hanging over my head. But she doubled down on it. She tripled down. She was like, nope, he did all this horrible stuff to me. And then tripled down again whenever she got to court. It's like, Lord, man. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Pull this one up.
Everybody's doing it.
Oh, boo. Suck balls.
Cheers, done.
Like 10 people going, boo. Rest of them are like, got it! Dexter! We're with you! Oh, hey, there's no music happening here. There's no music. It's all. And then he just turns around. Thank you. See all of you. Amber Heard was like, I run so far away.
Those are relatives. All relatives.
It's relative. Oh, that's so classy. That's so classy. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm not doing this. That's somebody else doing it. Oh my God. The Amber Heard stuff is so hilarious.
There were 14 answered.
Answered. Oh, it comes along pretty quick, I guess, because I'm not doing that. All right.
First act of physical violence by Mr. Depp occur?
Objection asked and answered.
Yep.
No, overruled.
Damn it.
It would have been early 2012.
And how did you determine this?
I reviewed my therapist's
Objection,
notes.
hearsay.
She hasn't even answered it. Your
All right, I'll allow the
Doesn't matter. It's hearsay.
By reviewing my therapist's notes.
Objection.
I'll sustain the objection.
It's not offered to prove the truth of the matter.
Does it
It's
matter?
explaining what she looked at.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
Yes. Jesus, Elaine.
When did you earlier believe
This
the
is
first
where it
act
gets
of
really
physical
crazy.
violence occurred?
Well, I had always believed up until recently that it had started later, that the violence started around early 2013, not early 2012.
But after
You
reviewing my
testified
doctor's
earlier
notes,
that the first act of physical violence by Mr. Depp related to the Winona Wino tattoo. Do you recall that testimony?
I do.
Okay.
oh, this is where
that-
she brings up.
Does that change your testimony, realizing that this is earlier? Was this in fact still this is the first act?
She's got her fraw line on.
Sustained.
What was the first act?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
This is where she's got her little fraw line outfit on. She's got her hair done up in the tight little bun, like some little white supremacist chick. Just saying. I mean, they ain't got nothing on her. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We got you. We got you, Amber. We know where you stand. And she starts going off on this stuff, and then she brings up his ex, what was her name? Kate, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
actress.
Oh, Kate Moss.
Yeah, Kate Moss, singer. Kate Moss brings up
Kate
Kate
Moss.
Moss.
She's a model. Yeah.
Yeah, brings up Kate Moss, and so he's just then there's just like, yes, we got her, because now we can call Kate Moss. Yes, this is the one where she does it.
How do you remember the first act of violence?
Model. Yes.
Well, you never forget it. That's how I remember it. It changes your life forever. You never forget the first time someone hits you like that. I just had the date wrong.
Oh yeah.
And how is it that you think you got the date wrong?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled.
I'm embarrassed to say I think I would have liked to have believed that the period of time in which I had to fall in love with Johnny, in which we fell in love and he was sober and he wasn't violent to me, lasted for a lot longer than it did. I think I would have liked to have believed that I wasn't hit so early in the relationship and still.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Hello, genitals.
Hey, genitals.
Stayed. He was also sober for a period in 2012, which was a peaceful time for us, in which we fell in love. So I had kind of allowed myself, I guess, to forget that the beginning of that period, 2012, before he got sober, was really violent and chaotic as well. I'm embarrassed to say that.
Now, you testified that the police were called multiple times. Other than the May 21, 2016, what other occasions were there where the police were called?
They were called in December of 2011. They were called in 2012. They were called in 2013 in March by the landlord. I had sought advice from Laurel Anderson as to whether I should call the police.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Okay. When you
She's
filed
trying.
the domestic violence temporary restraining order, how many acts of abuse did you allege at that time?
I gave the last couple, I believe, last two incidents, maybe three.
And why didn't you tell of all the acts of abuse at that time?
I was following advice from my counsel.
Okay. How many instances of abuse were included in the UK trial?
There were 14 acts of physical abuse and violence and 3 acts of sexual abuse.
And why were those 17 included in the UK trial?
Well, I was not a party, a direct party. I was a witness, so it was whatever their counsel, the Sun Council, chose.
So that makes sense. What she just said.
I was at the very end. I kind of phased it out. What?
I understand.
No, I'm legit.
So what she said was all of these counts that were brought up against Johnny were brought in England.
Yeah,
This
in
is
the
what
UK.
she's discussing. So she's talking about the UK, and she's saying that all of this stuff was brought forward in the UK, and she was not a party to what happened in the UK. She just
that
came
doesn't
in
make any
as
sense.
yes,
Yeah.
it does, because Johnny wasn't suing her. John was suing the Sun for what they published.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
that's right.
They brought her in as a witness. Completely different
I
tale.
see. Yeah. Okay.
So that makes sense now?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry.
Okay. That's why I was like, you understand what they're talking about, because it becomes very important here soon. So
Yeah.
When is the first time you were called upon to provide a detailed accounting of as many times as you could recall of physical and sexual abuse by Mr. Depp?
Objection, hearsay.
Yep.
That's not hearsay, Your Honor. I'm asking her
It
when
is.
she was called upon to do so.
Well, the objection is hearsay.
Right, but it's not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted, and it's just asking for a date.
All right, overruled.
Thank you.
A few months ago, February in 2022, this year, was the first time I was asked to do so, other than cold in a deposition.
Okay. And when you were asked to provide those. What
She
did you
couldn't
do
act
to
in
be
that
able
deposition
to
either.
prepare that accounting, that full accounting?
Poor Elaine.
Well, I had the benefit of my therapist. notes.
Objection, hearsay.
So, Your Honor, she's not saying what the therapist said. I'm just
I'll
asking.
overrule the
God
vote.
damn it.
Go
It's
ahead.
still
I
hearsay.
looked at my therapist notes. I had the benefit of those notes,
It's
which we
still
had received
hearsay.
in February, as well as I reviewed calendars,
Jesus.
photos, text messages, my
So-
journals, my diaries, of which there were many.
Jacob Castro over on the Rumble side. What's up, savages? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Did we all forget about she has Musk's baby? So she claims it could be anybody's baby. You know, really, honestly, it could be.
I put all of those together. It took a lot of time to be able to, adequately refresh my recollection and fill in the details over the course of the 5 years we were together.
And what did you do when you put that all together?
Put it in my mouth, I swished it around.
Filled in and collected all of these various pieces of information and gave a fuller account as best I could for each incidence of violence that I had record of. I think it was called an interrogatory.
In this case?
In this case.
All right.
Excuse
Did
me.
you sign that under oath?
I did.
Okay. And it was provided to counsel for Mr. Depp?
It was.
Okay. And was it a pretty lengthy document?
It was far too long.
Far too long.
How
That's
is
what
it
she
that you
said.
didn't just remember all of those events like this?
That's not how your memory or my memory works. We were together for 5 years, almost 4.5. And it was a very violent, chaotic, at times very loving, emotional relationship. So as anyone can imagine, there was a lot going on. And unfortunately, the violence became almost normal. Especially towards the end, it was just
almost normal.
It's
So
hard
much
it's hard to say that now, but the violence was almost normal. And your brain does
Poor
with
Elaine,
trauma what it
yeah.
does, puts it away best you can. So I was frankly, I was shocked to see a lot of the information presented to me through my therapist notes because she was taking them in real
Objection,
time.
Your Honor, hearsay.
All right, I'll sustain my objection.
Okay, we'll move past what the therapist said in her notes. Okay. Now, there's one more. You also provided a declaration in this case early on. Do you recall that, trying to move the case to California?
Yes, there was a declaration in 2019.
All right. And did you describe some of the events of violence in that declaration?
Objection.
Oh, yes.
What, if
Objection.
anything, was said about violent acts
What if
in that
anything?
declaration?
I
Jesus.
was taking the advice of my counsel. It was to get it moved, I believe.
And was there, did you include all of them?
No.
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Thank
And
you.
no, I did not include all of the incidents of violence. That
Oh,
was not
man.
the point of making this declaration. We were making this declaration in an effort to move it to California because as hard as it is to go through this sort of trial as it is, it's even harder to do so in a place that neither Johnny nor I are connected to.
Now, you testified earlier about guitars, and you said you've never played a guitar. Have you ever played a guitar player in a movie?
You could say I posed with a guitar. It turns out I am an unteachable.
Okay. I'm going to take you to the tape recording.
I believe
Why
it.
did you and Mr. Depp start taping each other?
Well,
To play a guitar, you actually have to have a little bit of soul.
Yeah.
You have to be able to feel it. And she has no feelings. She has no soul. So that's why she's having such a hard time playing a guitar. Also, she probably sings everything completely out of key, which in some women that can be completely adorable. But with her, I
Yeah.
think it's more like grates on your nerves.
Mm.
Yes.
At first, it was not at first. It was meant to be a way to get to the heart of some of our communication issues, in order to to discover in a therapeutic fashion, kind of what was some of our issues in our communication.
Okay. Now, we heard an audio tape earlier during this trial in which you said the word couch repeatedly. Can you please explain to the jury what that meant?
Yes.
It meant that's where she wanted to go. She wanted to be on the couch because, the floor is just too rough for her.
She said it was her safe word, I thought.
Yeah, that's her safe word. Couch, couch, couch,
So
couch,
stupid.
couch. Well, everybody has to have a safe word.
Sure. but I don't believe that's what it was. I think she was just being demanding, trying to make him do something.
My safe word is harder. So whenever my wife says harder, I'm so confused. It's like harder or stop, and she's like, no, stop, harder. Damn it, I'm confused because hers is stop and mine is harder. So it's just like stop harder, stop harder. Oh my god, I'm so confused.
Couch was a word that we had been given, that we decided upon, rather.
Objection, hearsay.
No.
Just tell us what Mr. Depp said about this.
That it was a safe word. It was meant to be a safe word, like a word, like truce. When you put down the proverbial guns
My
and you say,
genitals, they
truce, we're not
stop
fighting
harder.
anymore. Couch was supposed to be a word that you used, or that we used as a truce. I don't want to fight anymore. You win. Let's stop this. That was the mention of couch, which you heard earlier in a recording.
The one with the black hair, is your name Emerson? Oh, that's weird. It's Emerson big old titties, you know what I'm saying?
I can't help it. It just cracks me up every time I see it because it makes me think of Amber Heard. And she doesn't have titties. Ah, so glorious.
Now, what, if any, discussions did you have with Mr. Depp about
Bro, harder is the worst
threatening to
safe word.
divorce each other or
What's
threatening
wrong
to
with you?
Objection calls for hearsay to the
I'm
extent
asking
it
for-
calls for Ms. Heard's statements.
I'm asking for discussions with Mr. Depp.
Still her.
Just tell us what Mr. Depp said. Don't tell us what you said.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Yes. What did Mr. Depp say in your discussions about the use of the term threatening to divorce or threatening to leave each other?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Well,
Everyone's all safe word is Amber. That'll make you stop in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Amber, woof. Like, whoa. All right. Say that to a guy, he just immediately goes limp. You say that to a girl, and she's just like, who?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? My knees hurt. Couch. Benjamin.
Johnny would always say the only way out of this was death. But in fights, in particularly heated ones, we had found, we were using divorce in the fight, in some of our heated fights. We tried not to, but that kind of deteriorated after the December incident that I got beat up pretty badly. And after that point, it was used a lot more often.
Now, March 26, 2015, this is after the first Australia trip and after the staircase incident. I'm going to ask, Michelle, can you bring up Depp Exhibit 371A? This is a tape recording, and it's going to be at 1 minute, 1:01 to 2:29.
Yeah, she knows all about the colon.
Could you say that times again?
Yes, it's 1:01 to 2:29. And if we could, I don't know whether you had turned up that volume. I know it's hard to hear these.
Is this in evidence already?
I'm moving it into evidence, Your Honor, but these are the tape recordings between the two, which I think we had agreed.
Is there any objection to 371A?
Your Honor, if you just give me a moment to confirm there's no other voices.
It's not evidence.
It's not in evidence, Your Honor. So could you please confirm that there are no other voices?
This is, I will confirm that.
Okay,
This,
all right.
and it's Depp's exhibit.
Right.
Mr. Depp's exhibit.
Plaintiff 371A then, any objection?
No objection.
Okay, 371A in evidence. Thank you.
And we may need to, Sammy, if I could just, if you listen, we may need to turn that volume up. Sometimes your control is a little bit better than what we have, Max.
No, Elaine, you just have to turn on your fucking microphone.
See somebody who's changing almost into different versions of a person that I recognize for a brief moment, and then he slips away and he disappears. And then I get a different version of him. I get the insecure, scared version of him that lashes out in a different medium every time. So if it's Adderall Junkie Johnny, then he's abusive and he's bully, and he's a tyrant, and he's mean, he's reactionary, and he's incendiary, and anything I do and say is cause for violence or anger. If I speak to him honestly, bluntly from the heart, I'm yelling at him. If I argue back with him, then I'm abusive. If I don't say anything, then I am dismissive or absent or what's wrong or somewhere else.
If I engage
Well,
with
that
him,
wool jacket's getting hot, isn't it? 1:012:29.
if I say the wrong thing, God knows what it is. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. That's the guy who's on a bunch of fucking speed.
What did you mean when you were saying that to Mr. Depp?
That no matter, my perception was that no matter what I did, no matter what I did to de-escalate, walk away from him, to confront him, to try to, nothing I did made a difference. Nothing I did changed his rage at me. Nothing I did changed the violence towards me. Nothing I did calmed him down. And I was constantly doing a juggling act of what kind of version of Johnny I was dealing with. There were different versions of him, and they were drastically different from one another. And even more so than them being different from one another, they didn't even sometimes remember what the other version did or said. They acted almost.
Well, and here's the thing, okay. And I'll give her this, because I had a cuckoo for Cocoa Puff's mother. Well, I still do. I think she's still alive somewhere. But I understand what she's saying, where, whenever you're dealing with somebody that may be abusive, this can happen, where you don't know one day the next what's going to set them off, and you're just like, yeah, no matter which way you do, no matter which way you look, no matter what you say, you look at them the wrong way, it sets them off. You don't look at them, and it sets them off because you're not paying any attention
Damned
to
if you
them.
do, damned if you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do understand what she's saying. There is that possibility, but he may have already been just done and sick with her shit, and was just like, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. So yeah. Like I said, I'm saying that I think their relationship was very toxic, but I think that she took it too far on this. If she would have just said it was a toxic relationship, we yelled, we fought, we screamed, we bickered, we had good days, we had bad days, and she could have eliminated 3 days of fucking testimony just by telling the truth.
Yeah.
Nothing is peachy keen in these things. And, I was wrong in what I said. They could have probably settled this case out.
Oh, yeah.
If she would have just come out with a statement saying, I was wrong. It was just a toxic relationship, and move on. No, Johnny is not everything that I make him out to be. Exaggerated anything.
Yeah.
And she could have eliminated this.
Yeah.
But instead, no, she had to go whole hog, and well, she got the hog because she is sweating.
For sure.
Yeah. She's just like the bad guy from Austin Powers.
She's dressed like the bad guy. Yeah. That's funny.
I just expect her to do that.
Like independent versions of this person,
I'm
depending
Dr.
on what
Evil.
combination of drugs and alcohol he was on. That's what I was trying to express to him. It's just the futility of me responding and successfully, and the futility of trying to constantly negotiate with him and the substances he was on at the time.
I'm going to take you to April 15, 2015, the premiere of When I Live My Life Over Again. What, if anything, did you do for that premiere?
I believe that premiere was in New York City. It was a small independent film I shot. I went back to New York to attend the premiere.
Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 421, please? Does this accurately depict the scene portrayed in this picture?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 421.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 421 in evidence.
May we publish to the
Publish
jury? Thank you. Amber, could you please describe for the jury what this picture is?
It's
That is
me
a
with a
picture of
long
me
face.
a few months. I believe this is April of 2015, so it's a few months after the March incident that happened in Australia, early March, in which Johnny held me down on the countertops and my arms were cut on the glass in that attack.
And if we could draw attention to your arm there, are those scars?
What
are those?
Okay, so they're drawing attention to these little things right here. These little scars here.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Those look like they've been there a long time, and they almost look
Here.
like stretch marks.
Well, and she says that's a few months after this supposedly happened. I mean, I've got scars like galore. My wife does the same thing. She and sometimes she doesn't even know where she got them.
Yeah, same.
That right there, you can't really tell from this photo. It could be completely doctored. You would think that whoever the photographer was would have like cleaned those up. You know, just saying.
Yeah.
Those, please describe for the jury what those are.
Those are scars that I obtained while Johnny was.
She could have gotten that from falling down drunk one night, for all I know. I mean, like I said, items and things. Okay, here, and I said the same thing with Shady Sadie. All right, those items right there. That's what they're talking about. Okay, what's to say that she didn't fall down? She get drunk one night, fell down, scarred up her arm. But she has a picture, and so why not say that's what caused it? Prove me wrong. Same way that Sadie is doing her stuff. It's like you're taking this incident that's completely out of context and you're trying to tie it in, saying, well, this was the cause of it. That's why I have so many problems with it.
Assaulting me on the countertop in Australia.
Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 423, please?
After she was reamed out with a Jack Daniels bottle. Mm-hmm.
And does this accurately portray the scene shown?
Yes, that's.
Hold on a second. I'm going to move the admission of Defendants 423, please.
No objection.
423 in evidence.
Thank you. May we publish? All right, and please describe to the jury what this shows.
It is a picture of me on a red carpet. You can see my scars, even though I have makeup on them. They're a bit hard
So
to
she
cover
keeps holding up her hand
because
like
they're
that.
rather fresh.
Rather fresh.
After
So
this, in
is supposed to
April
be
of
months
2015,
later?
you returned to Australia with Mr. Depp. Did
I'm
you not?
buying it.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Thank you.
Yes, we did.
Okay, and tell the jury about that trip.
Well, after Johnny was able to get clean off of the coke and the other drugs enough to get the hand surgery he needed, there commenced a period of time of sobriety for Johnny. His doctor had fired him and then came on when Johnny agreed to get clean.
Objection,
there was this-
hearsay, non-responsive.
Don't say what, I mean, we've already had, Your Honor, we've already had the testimony from Dr. Kipper, but don't say what Dr. Kipper did. Just tell the other part. Just don't say what somebody else said. Okay?
So there was this period of sobriety after that. And Johnny was very committed to being clean and sober. And I thought we had finally done it. We finally did it. We were through it and we were never going back, meaning he was going to be clean and sober for good this time. And we had a wonderful period of, we fell back in love, or deeper in love than we were before. It seemed things were so good. We were talking about a future again. We were talking about having kids.
Exactly. Show us your arm now.
So peaceful. We had a good time together. We went back to Australia like that, in that state, and had a few months. We even had my parents come and visit us in Australia, and we were talking about babies and about buying a farm and about.
Well,
looking
thank
for
God they
homes in
never did.
California. And we were.
She would have been horrible.
Peaceful period.
Horrible
It was
mother.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
Now, how did you stay at the same
In this
place
kind of
that you did
relationship,
the
it would have
earlier
been
time
horrible.
in Australia?
So
We
bad.
went back to a very remodeled version of that home. I mean, remodeled, very cleaned up version of that
What's
home.
up, Zach? Good to
Same
see you.
home, same structure, but looked a bit different.
Danielle, my good
How did you
truth.
feel going back to that home? It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter.
That's funny.
The home isn't the problem. If you're living in domestic violence, you don't just not go home. You don't just not go into the kitchen just because you were slapped in that kitchen. People living in domestic violence live in their homes. That's almost, the home isn't the problem. That's the normal part of your home. And for me, Johnny was my home. Where we were a couple was my home. And that home was often really violent, but it wasn't the structure itself. It was Johnny. And when we went back to Australia, that home, Johnny was in a completely different, he had done a complete 180, clean, sober, present, calm, we were peaceful. I mean, and any of the gripes and the problems that he seemed to have about me went away when he was sober. And so we had a really, we managed to go back to that same house, but in a very different way. It felt very different.
June 16, 2015, the Magic Mike tour. Where did you go for that tour?
She is rambling.
While I was in Australia, I got the call for that press tour and went to Europe.
She went to a Magic Mike tour?
Yeah.
And, you know, I was nervous because problems arise when I'm having to work when I leave.
Objection non-responsive.
Yeah.
Well, sustain the objection. Next question.
Michelle, can you please bring up Defendant's Exhibit 447?
Yeah, like get to the fucking point. Stop telling this story.
I'm going to ask you first, does
Jesus.
this accurately portray the scene depicted?
She's as bad as shady,
Your Honor, I move the
Sadie.
admission of Defendant's Exhibit 447.
No objection.
Just
447 in evidence.
Constantly rambling about bullshit. I'm sitting there going,
And Michelle, if you could
Oh.
zoom
Yeah.
just a little bit closer. Amber, could you tell the jury about this picture?
oh, this is where he
Yes, that's
stepped
me
on my
the
back and jumped on
the
me.
The Magic Mike movie I was in. You can see the scars on my body, on my arms.
Okay.
You can't see everything, of course, but
You can see
And
everything.
Michelle, can you bring up
Of
Defendant's
course.
Exhibit
Well,
449?
hopefully we don't have to. I've seen everything, Amber, and it's not impressive. Just saying.
And Amber, does this accurately depict the scene portrayed?
yes, it does.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's 449.
No
All
objection.
right, 449 in evidence. Publish.
And Amber, could you please describe to the jury what this portrays?
This is, you can see the scars on my arm from that attack.
Oh, that attack.
So,
Gotcha.
This time, Johnny was calling me on the phone before and after, you know, while I was doing these press events, and sometimes I would be on the phone with him, kind of managing accusations about why I didn't pick up sooner, didn't text back sooner, and sometimes I actually on this tour many times had to delay getting out of the car or
Objection non-responsive.
I'll ask that. How did Mr. Depp react to your going on this press tour?
he was very upset with me. I just remember crying on the phone with him a lot and having to hang up to go do press events.
All right, thank you.
Was
Now,
she
I'm gonna
in
take you to
Magic
the
Mike or
Southeast
something?
Asia train.
I don't know.
That was your honeymoon
I don't
trip.
think I've seen that.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I don't know why she would be
July
there. unless she
25,
was in it.
2015.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I've never heard
So
of
I'm gonna ask you to
Magic
bring up
Mike. I don't know what the hell it
Plaintiff's
is.
Exhibit 162. It's already in
It's
the
like a
evidence.
guy's strip club movie.
Oh, okay. That's why I probably
Now,
never heard
Mr.
of it.
McGivern testified that he took this picture in July of 2013. Would you agree with that?
Objection misstates prior testimony.
That's exactly what he
Yes. No, he didn't.
It was
It
Malcolm.
wasn't. It wasn't.
I have the transcript.
He looks so pitiful in that picture.
It's Mr. McConnelly.
Yep.
Is that correct?
I believe Malcolm Conley took this on the Orient Express.
Malcolm Connolly, not Travis McGivern?
I believe it was Malcolm on that trip with us. Yes,
You
Okay, and was it in
believe, but you don't
2013
know.
Or was it 2015?
it was in 2015.
Okay.
July.
Magic Mike,
And
little Baker.
Please describe, if
Baker,
you can, what
what is
transpired
up,
during
brother?
this trip.
Good to see you.
Well,
Baker.
the train trip itself was peaceful up until Johnny wanted to start drinking brown alcohol. He had already started drinking champagne when I returned from the press tour. That's what he was drinking, wine and champagne. When he wrapped on Pirates 5, the plan was for us to do this honeymoon. I was walking a bit on eggshells because I know a pattern, but I was not wanting to accept that we had gone back to a pattern at all. And so we were on this train, and on the last night we were on the train.
This is what I know about Baker. This is what I know about Baker. And I've seen this multiple times, and it's still, the ladies love it.
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
Love that one.
I love
That's
that.
so awesome. Welcome. Good to see you, Baker. Good to see you, man.
After it was taken, this photo, Johnny and I got in an argument about him wanting to be allowed, meaning wanting me to agree to him drinking liquor and being okay with it. And an argument
And being okay with it.
followed that in
Like,
the
Jesus,
in
woman.
our sleeping car. Johnny slapped me across the face and held me up by the
again,
got a hold of my neck and pushed
the
me up
abuse,
against the wall of the
the violence.
it was a small and narrow sleeper cart, and there were 2 beds, one on each side. He had me up against the wall while he was standing on the floor in between the beds, and I was on the bed, kind of half kneeling, half standing, trying to get his arms off my neck. And he was squeezing my neck against the railway car for what felt like a very long time. And every time he kind of would pull me away from the side of the car, he'd slam me up against the wall. And I remember looking down at him and trying to get his arms off of my neck.
Off her
I remember
neck.
thinking that
Fist on her neck. Fist of fury.
he could not even mean to kill me. You know, I remember being scared that he wouldn't even mean to do it, and kind of looking down at him because I was slightly above him as he was standing on the ground, and kind of clawing at him, trying to get him to, you know, his arms away from my
M.
neck.
Young. Wait. M. Young, you've never seen that? Oh my God. M. Young has never seen this. Okay. I have this one. And this is very important. Pay real close attention.
Breaking news. Woman arrested for 1,000 stolen hearts.
Danielle.
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
There you go. Is that better? Is that better? I've never seen it either. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys are missing out. M. Young is like, oh no, that's awesome. Yes. You can thank the wonderful Jessica Reloaded for those, because she is the one that gave those to me.
I remember I had at one point he ripped the top of my shirt. I don't really remember what it was, but I remember I had a breast exposed.
Oh.
At some point I pull at his lapel of his shirt, and he rips the shirt off of him and wraps it around my neck.
Oh.
And
so if you
that's
do
how I
that,
woke
wouldn't
up.
you end up with
The
bruising
next
around the
morning,
neck?
Actually, I woke up with it still.
Oh, God.
And with a giant knot in the back of my head.
Did you keep a diary at that time?
Yes, I did.
Diarrhea?
Can you
Yes,
bring
she
up
did.
Defendant's Exhibit
Lots of diarrhea.
461?
It's all hearsay, though.
Objection, hearsay.
Yes. It is hearsay.
It is a diary, Your Honor, and I will just ask her some
It
questions.
doesn't
about
mean
rather than
shit.
trying
You
to read
can't
it into
you
evidence
can't
at this
admit
point.
it.
Right. I'll wait for the question. Go ahead.
What if anything do you recall about recording what transpired on that train?
Objection, hearsay.
I'm just asking her whether she did. I'm not asking what she recorded.
All right, I'll allow it. Go ahead. Overruled.
I wrote about what happened that night the next morning.
Thank you. Now, did Mr. Depp suffer any injuries on that trip?
Not that I saw. I have a lot of pictures from that trip, and he's uninjured.
So where are the
You
pictures?
can take that down, Michelle. Thank you.
Show us the
Now,
pictures.
I'm going to keep you in July
Oh,
of
no.
2015. And
I have lots of
Michelle, I'm gonna
pictures,
ask
but
you to bring
none.
up Depp Exhibit 390A.
Objection,
It's a recording.
hearsay.
And I'm going to be asking about from 3:30 to 4:12. I'm going to move the admission, Your Honor. It's another recording between Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard. There's nobody else in
It's
there.
plaintiffs. What number was it?
It's plaintiffs. It's 390A.
Okay. Any objection to 390A?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay.
May we approach?
Okay.
Yeah, because they're trying to enter in like hearsay shit that shouldn't be allowed. It'd be like me writing down in a notepad 10 years later the stuff that happened, you
Any
know.
objection then?
No objection.
All right, 390A in
Just
evidence.
like so objective. Oof.
I saw you doing it earlier, whatever. It's fine. It's secretive. It's deceitful. You had trouble with me before when you said to me that you didn't feel like you were told when I was recording you. So please stop.
You didn't.
Please stop.
You did not tell me.
Please stop.
Fucking acknowledge what I'm saying before you keep making demands. You are not a school
Okay.
teacher. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Listen to me, and then you can fucking respond. Understand? You ain't nobody's fucking mom. You ain't no.
You see her little jumps where she puts her head
No,
down.
I
Some
didn't
little
notice
jumps
the
in there.
jump. Oh.
Just watch. Just
Okay.
watch. Because she'll be like, this jump and this jump and this jump. Whenever he says, you're fucking, and she's like, oh, and she puts her head down like, oh, so drastic. Well, back to bed, all alone, dreaming about being slammed up against a wall by Shizzy like JD slammed Amber Heard against a wall. Buddy. Baker's so awesome. I love it. You get some rest, brother. You get some rest.
Any objection then?
No objection.
All right, 390A in evidence.
Man, watch this poor acting. Head down.
Whatever. It's fine. It's secretive.
Comes.
It's deceitful. You already you had trouble with me before when you said to me that you didn't feel like you were told when I was recording you. So please stop.
You didn't.
Please stop.
You did not,
Please stop.
Fucking acknowledge what I'm saying before you keep making demands. You are not a school teacher. Shut the fuck up. Listen to me, and then you can fucking respond. Understand? You ain't nobody's fucking mom. You ain't no school teacher. Don't fucking pretend to be authoritative with me.
Okay, fine.
You don't exist.
Leave it on.
What were you discussing in that
See what I mean?
call?
Yeah, no, I saw it.
We were discussing whether or not it was all right to record each other without the other's permission. And Johnny said it didn't matter anymore, the requirement of that permission from me.
And he slapped me, broke my arm, and then he had other uses for my throat, and then he broke my other arm, and then he unalived me, and then he broke the other arm.
Please describe your relationship with Mr. Depp in that time frame.
So right.
You said August?
August 2015.
August 2015 was a very difficult time following the brief honeymoon we had. Johnny's use continued, started again is a better way to describe it.
Oh, started again.
Lo and behold, so did
Did it ever stop?
Coincidentally, not coincidentally. I got an offer to do a job, which was already a problem.
I bet you did.
I was considering working on a TV series that had James Franco in it. I was asked if I would meet with the people who are making the show.
Objection, hearsay.
It's not
Yeah.
to prove the truth of the matter. So
How about we show the video of you
so I was
with
considering
James
taking that
Franco
job.
showing up at your apartment
There was a possibility
while
it would
Johnny's out of
require
town. Why don't
free
we show that?
community, which I knew I would have to negotiate down, but obviously that was a problem for Johnny. Didn't want me to do that. Didn't want me to work, and frankly, I needed to. And there was another film I had coming out that I had previously shot. It's called London Fields. It was a source of a lot of fighting between us because of the sexuality in the role. It was a constant negotiation between myself and the filmmakers. They made a film, and Johnny told me that he had heard about it, was unhappy with some of what he had heard. He was unhappy with me having done a sex scene in it that he claimed I didn't tell him about. I did not actually film the scene he was speaking of. He demanded that we watch a screener of it, which is a version of the film before it's released. We got one sent to where we were at the time, Johnny's Chateau in France. It's in a remote part of France. And once again, we're in this remote place and we're screening this film that I appeared in. And there was a sex scene in that movie that started before Johnny freaked out because it looked like me. They had used a body double. Unbeknownst to me, without my permission, they used a body double to do a sex scene. So I have an incredibly jealous man who already is upset with me for breaking the rule that I had a sex scene. On top of that, I'm telling him it wasn't me. I didn't shoot that scene. And you can imagine how upset he was. He was irate and was calling me a liar, a whore, among other things. And we had
among other things.
That
Like,
combined
are you a
with the
liar?
fact that
Are
I
you a
had
whore?
been entertained doing this job
No
that
lies
involved James
here.
Franco was a pressure cooker. I called it a week of hell later.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yeah.
Johnny at one point slapped me in the face in our bedroom in the chateau that we were staying in. At another moment, he punched me across the jaw. At one point,
Oh yeah,
he kind of either pushed or
another punch
threw. It's hard
across
to
the
describe
jaw.
to you
Oh
which of those two
Jesus!
it is because I can't tell you. I just know I went flying into this old church furniture.
Church furniture
I
now.
later thought I had a concussion. It was the first time I thought I had sustained a concussion. And that's
Wait. This is the first time that she's saying she sustained a concussion. I thought she said she sustained a concussion back And another time, whenever he was ripping out her hair and bashing her head into the floor and into the closet and broke her nose and head butted her, and she had a concussion then. So is this a different time? This is the first time she had a concussion, or is this the second time, or maybe the third time, or we just losing all track of everything? All she had to do, make him a sandwich. Just make him a sandwich. Make him a sandwich. That's all you had to do. Just make him a sandwich. If you would have made him a sandwich, it would have been just fine. You wouldn't have had any problems with it. Bitch, make me a sandwich. All you got to do, make a sandwich. Right? And then
Fist yourself, you fucking idiot.
you love it. You love it, Danielle.
I wrote about it later.
Now, did there come a time in this time frame that you found a folder on Mr. Depp's computer?
Yes.
Yes.
What was it labeled?
No, she's
It
late.
was on Johnny's opening page of desktop. It said "No fun for JD" in all caps.
And what was in that folder?
It was a collection of pictures of me from various red carpets, starting on the press tours that I had been on, where I've zoomed in pictures of what he thought was, like inappropriate clothing, side boob, cleavage, anytime I moved. And
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain as to what she believes it was.
Okay. What pictures were in that folder that we have seen today?
The ones I saw of the kind of rose gold dress and the red dress were both in that file.
Now, what, if anything, did Mr. Depp say to you or ask you about how you got those cuts on your arms?
Nothing.
What, if anything, has Mr. Depp ever said to you or asked you about any injuries that you've sustained over those years?
Johnny's obviously never asked me how I got any of those scars.
Did you ever witness Mr. Depp self-injuring himself?
Often. He did that often.
Please tell the jury about that. What did he do?
I first started, I can't tell you what I told my therapist, but
she's starting
I
to
almost
learn.
called 911 in New York in 2014, August of 2014, I believe, because I thought he had done himself an injury. He often in fights would cut his arms or hold a knife to his chest or draw blood superficially at first, but later, like in 2016, especially as our relationship was ending, he also put cigarettes out on himself. He'd flick them at me and once or twice tried to put one out on me, but mostly he would do it while screaming at me. He once did it right in front of me, screaming at my face as he put the cigarette out on his cheek.
Now, I'm going to take you to September 15, 2015. And Michelle, if we can bring up Depp exhibit, that's plaintiff's exhibit 345A. This is another audio recording, and it's 5:54 to 7:55.
5:7:.
I'd like to move the admission. Your Honor.
Any objection?
How many colons have you got there, Lane?
Thank you.
Well,
Michelle, please.
I am a beast from another mother, so I have plenty of colons.
I don't have any control over how much you drink, but you don't have any control over whether I tell you the truth or not. Have you changed lately? Yeah, you've changed.
Well, your truth is really interesting too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm the first person that's noticed.
So I can go downstairs.
Okay. Yes. You're a escaper. I see. Oh, of course. 15 minutes, just like last time.
15.
Just like last time. When I had to pull you up to the bathroom. Well, when you passed out naked in the bathroom in there.
Did you pull me out?
Tried to.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you inside?
I didn't get inside.
Well, how did you try to pull me
By pounding on the door, waking you up every 15 minutes, and then falling asleep next to the door so I could hear you snore. In case if you vomited, I could call EMS if you ever stopped snoring.
Could you
Because
afraid I was gonna die?
I thought you would choke on your own vomit, which is very likely with you.
Really?
Yes, very
I
likely.
vomit a lot?
Yes.
What?
Yes, you do vomit a lot in your sleep. You do. Oh, it's news to you?
Really?
Then this
Vomit a
is
lot,
definitely
huh?
more than I thought it was.
I'll be years old good. I hope so.
What, you don't vomit a lot, or you get something that living in your life and you vomit? Go listen to me. Please, why don't you try it?
explain to the jury what.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Did you get that, Danielle?
Yeah.
He's sitting there going, "Oh, I vomit a lot, really? Sure." You know, she's saying things that are not true, and he's just like, really? I vomit a lot. And he's just sitting there going, The jury had to see that and be just like, he is fucking with you. Because you're making up lies. Hey, thank you very much. Kimash just gives Shizzy a like. Did you all do that? Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
David.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I hope things are going well and you're getting lots of rest, man. You're gonna need it because you are a very busy man. Very busy man indeed.
The issue was in this particular tape recording.
Well, Johnny at the time was wanting to go and
Just mocking
drink,
you.
Downstairs at a bar, and we were talking about 15 minutes because the last several times he had done that, it had been days. He'd disappear on a bender, get really sick, and you know the drill by now, having heard enough from me. So another issue that we were having at the time, or that he was having at the time, that affected me is that he would pass out and vomit. And vomited very, very regularly at this stage. He was obviously drinking again. I'd given up fighting with him on that at that stage. And what I had a habit of doing is turning him over onto his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit. It's very common for people who do that to asphyxiate. At least that's what I understood. So the advice I got was to turn him to his side, put a pillow.
She's a
underneath
doctor
his
now.
back, and turn his head so that he didn't asphyxiate. And one time I was doing that and he swung at me, and I told medical, and after I got their advice, I realized I can't say what the advice was, but after I got that advice to stop doing that, I tried to, as much as I could, leave him and just be ready to call 911 or help if I heard him choking. And sometimes that happened behind bathroom doors.
Well, and that's going to take me to September 27, 2015. Again, Depp, that's plaintiff's exhibit 356A. And the recording is 3107 to 3230. I'm remove the admission, Your Honor.
Any objection to that?
We're bringing out the big guns now.
No objection.
All right, 356A in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michelle, thank you.
Lie. And that you punched me in the fucking thing, and you in the face, and you said, "No, fuck it, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I watched you lie, and then I
didn't punch you. By the way, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you, babe. You're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You have no idea how bad this looks.
No, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
And our own team is showing this.
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
that's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start
You are
physical fights?
such a baby.
Because
Grow
you,
the fuck up,
because you start
Johnny.
physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
That's
you
when
did.
I
You
would
did
be
the right
looking
big thing.
at the
You
jury.
were admirable. Every single time. What's your excuse? When
My God, they never realized that what they were showing was what everybody was just like, holy fucking cow, it is her own team. I did not realize her own team put this out. Like, this is something
they're
that
idiots.
Elaine admitted as evidence. I didn't punch you. I didn't deck you. I was hitting you. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's gaslighting, 100%.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, these
It was not a
poor-
physical fight. She said, you were still being admirable, right? Just by running away.
Yes.
Amber, please explain to the jury
Smart
what's
man.
transpiring in that audio recording, what that's about.
Well, there's two different situations that we're referencing in this fight. Two different altercations
This
between
fight,
Johnny and I
of
involving
course.
the door. The first of which we first start talking about, where I'm talking about hitting him. I am talking about what that conversation is about the disparity, the disparity between Johnny and I in our physical fights. The disparity of.
Okay. Sweetheart, you're committing assault on him. You are the abuser. and he runs away. Oh my fucking
Yeah,
God.
it's like, how is she supposed to clean that up? Like, come on. There's no way around it. That made her look horrible. And
Yeah,
there's no way.
'cause it
But she
it
felt
became-
confident that go ahead and play the clip. I'll clean it up. You
Yeah.
know, I'll make
I have
this
a
look
story behind it.
believable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And she believes
I'm,
this for sure.
I'm pointing out the disparity of he's much stronger and more powerful than me, and I'm just a weak little woman. It shows that she is the abuser. She doesn't realize this, that girl is the abuser. She is the one that is aggressively attacking him, and he's running away. He's just like, fuck, I'm out of here. And it seems to me that that is what he is constantly doing, is like, man, I love this woman and I want to be with her, but fuck, she is so mean and so horrible. Yeah, note, Young, I did not notice that before either. I had no idea. I thought this was the prosecution that put this to her. It is not the plaintiff that's doing this. This is the defense bringing this stuff forward. My fucking God, she is a hoe, brothers. Good Lord.
How he would proactively punch me and I would have to resort to reactively hitting him. I am talking about the difference between a punch, which Johnny did often, and me having to hit him in my defense.
That's not what she's saying.
I know the difference between those two, and I'm highlighting the difference between those two. Even if he wasn't twice my size, they're very different, and that's what I'm pointing out to him. The situation that involved, the context of that is, it happened in our bedroom up in Penthouse 3. You've heard us talk about that place. And I was trying to shut a door, our bedroom door, actually. I was trying to barricade myself behind this door, and Johnny was trying to get through the door. He was using his body and his limbs to try to bust through the door as I was trying to keep it closed, because I knew what he would do to me when he got to me on the other side. And I was hitting his arms, his arms, his body, as he was trying to prevent me from closing the door. And that is a separate incident that we later talk about in the second half of that recording, where we're talking about my toes. That involved a different incident, which was a bathroom door. And it was one of those ones that he was passing out in. I could hear him passing out, or what it sounded like to me behind a closed doors passing out. I heard a thud. I heard a lot of commotion. I heard
You're taking
a
a
glass
dump,
break.
lady.
And I hear what sounds like his body falling against the bathroom door. I open it to check on him, as I was accustomed to doing at that time. Johnny violently reacted to me opening the door, pushed it against me. It ran up over my toes, and he angrily came around the side of the door, swinging at me. I naturally pushed the door off of my feet, responding to the pain and also to the awareness, the knowledge that he was coming for me. Johnny later later he blamed me in his inability to understand what happened, in that he was not in his right mind, and he misunderstood that interaction and tried to blame me for starting a physical fight between us. And he even later went so far as to say, I wasn't even going to hit you. And
gaslighting. Oh my
that was
fucking
the
God.
second door. I only could respond by trying to take accountability for my actions in it, what he understood my actions were,
the
and
toes.
my interpretation. And what I'm trying to say to him is, look, I can only do my best to respond. I was in pain. I was scared. And I can't promise you that when I'm scared and in pain, I won't react, thinking I know very well what our situation is and what's going to happen to me.
I am so with you on that, Zach, because your sister used to hit you, but would get beat if you retaliated. But I'm glad it was pounded into your skull not to hit a girl. Otherwise, I might be in jail. I'm not commenting on this because there's so many things I could say that would get me in trouble on YouTube. So I'm not gonna comment. Good thing for you. You didn't hit a girl.
Thank you. So I'm going to play another clip from that same discussion, and Your Honor, it would be Plaintiff's Exhibit Depths 356B, we'll call that, and it would be from 1:29:27 to 1:30:07. And I'd like to move the admission.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, 356B in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, the toes.
I can't promise you that I'll be perfect.
Yes, him young, he is a wuss.
God, I fucking sometimes get so mad I lose it. I can fucking promise you I'm gonna do everything to change. Promise you. I'm not gonna throw around divorce. I will not say divorce unless I really need it. Unless it's it. And then I hope you leave me.
I'm not going to. And me too. I will leave you.
It's very
It's
much
fair.
what you
I
mean.
can't do it, you know? And I think, honestly, if we hold each other accountable to that, it's fair.
Please explain to the jury what was going on in that part of the discussion.
That's the
That she
same
was the
conversation
aggressor.
where
Jesus.
I am, as I was accustomed to doing, I'm taking as much responsibility as I had to in those interactions. I have to, you know, in my relationship with Johnny, and as you have to, and somebody will not and cannot take any accountability for anything they do in a fight, as Johnny couldn't and wouldn't. I took on as much as I could for myself. You know, I had the whole relationship been blamed for everything, for his drinking, for him hitting me, for everything in between, blamed for walking away, blamed for staying, blame myself as well. Blame myself for my part in it, blame myself for staying, blame myself for putting up with it. And frankly, at a certain point, it's easier to take the blame, feels easier. It almost feels better to take the blame for something than to accept the senseless nature of the violence you can't change.
Went on to
You know,
marry
it's almost more
humiliate
reassuring
him
to
also.
take accountability for it than to accept the senseless nature of the violence that you can't change no matter what you do. No matter what I did. No matter what I did. Still hit me.
I'm now going to take you to October 5, 2015, and you're under plaintiff's exhibit, Depp's exhibit 393A. It's another recording, 2:40 to 3:43. Move the admission.
No objection.
All right, 393A, plaintiffs in evidence.
Fact of the matter is, Johnny, they don't know. None of your friends, whether they saw a tiny fraction. That was the tip of an iceberg. A tip of an iceberg. That was my reaction to, yet again, this happening. That is the tip of the iceberg. If you want to use that as some sort of like mental excuse or validation of whatever, of telling your friends or whatever they think, or whatever they think about me or whatever, fine. But they only saw a tip of an iceberg. None of your friends
Let me ask you
and
a
none
question.
of this team have actually been there for one of our fights. They've never actually seen. Really? Have they been in the hallway? Yeah. Have they seen? Baby, that is absolutely not true. They have not heard everything.
Nathan could fucking quote us.
Great, he can quote a part of it, but he has not been there. No one has actually been there for
My sister
a fight
too.
in its entirety.
No, how could they?
No, exactly. So stop using that as some sort of excuse like this. They know they work for you or they're your friends.
Please explain to the jury what you were discussing in that conversation.
Johnny would often use the fact that his, paid employees, his loyal staff would back him up in
His
fights.
loyal staff.
And that he would constantly threaten to call them in to validate him. They threatened to call them to come into the room to have them back up him and say that it was, that my yelling or that I'm at fault,
protect
that
him
I'm in the
from your
wrong, that it's all
sorry,
me. And
violent
he would do that
act.
in almost all of our fights, especially by 2015, that he would call his friends and he'd call his staff in to back him up, so that I knew and would accept that I'm at fault and that I'm wrong. And that was, what I had to agree to over and over again, just even hope that we could have a conversation at some point in a more therapeutic sense so we could move the conversation along. That was his MO, if you will. He'd call people that work for him.
All right. So here's the thing. If you know that the conversation is starting into a fight and you know that it's starting to escalate, you know that the person sitting across the thing is gonna start, they're escalating it. And you know that it's gonna happen. Why not bring in some backup so they can watch, they can mediate, they can keep the person from escalating? Or if you feel like you might be escalating, like you might be getting to the point where you might lash out, call in a third party to mediate those two parties where they can go, okay, Johnny, enough. You're being a dick, kind of thing, and pull him off because he's just going off. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I would actually prefer that happening than two people that are completely yelling at each other senseless like a couple of Muppets and then going at each other. It would make sense to me. Bring in a mediator to handle this, to say, hey, okay, Johnny, you've had enough. Amber, enough. Let's separate you two and go away. That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Jeez, I am so glad that I just don't have this kind of relationship with my wife.
I know.
It would be so sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, I cringe when she says Johnny like she owns him. Yes. This woman is embarrassment to the gender of women. Yes. I'm young, my mom finally bit her really hard. Stop that habit.
I used to bite my brother when I was younger. I'd bite the shit out of him. Like, I just get so mad, and I'd get in trouble too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that was my thing. I'd bite him, and then I would scratch him. I was awful to my brother.
Yeah, but then once you got to a certain point, now you're friendly with each other.
Oh yeah, now we're oh yeah.
You
He's
made
my
up for
rock.
it. You're just
He's
like
my absolute rock.
Because there was at that one point in time where you grew up and you were just like, dude, I was so bad, and they're just like, yes, you were, and you go, I still love your brother, and they go, I love you too, sis, and then you just move on because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Exactly. Danielle just nibbles now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nibble.
I'm going to take you to Thanksgiving 2015. Could you please just tell the jury, and we'll go through this one relatively briefly, but tell the jury about Thanksgiving and any altercations you had with Mr. Depp on that occasion.
Thanksgiving 2015, we had friends over. Johnny had Marilyn Manson over, and I had a few of my friends over. We had a son over.
You can't say their name?
No.
Maybe
Marilyn Manson out there. Or
I'm
Marilyn.
not entirely sure how long he was there. We had dinner together. Johnny was disappearing with Manson, doing coke.
Doing coke. Just put it out there.
You know why she's bringing in Marilyn Manson? Because this isn't about her also.
Well, also Marilyn was fixing to have a case come up too. So while that's still fresh in the media, let's bring in him. Because that's right when he was getting accused too of the same thing, which he's now seeing the light at that, in that situation.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep.
Oh, she's evil.
Yes. She is so bad.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain
There you
that
go.
objection.
But she couldn't name all of her friends, but she could definitely name Marilyn Manson.
That's what I knew of their relationship at the time. And
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right.
So
Please continue with the
he
rest
got
of
up for a longer period of time. Not the normal every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom kind, but like he just appeared for a longer period of time. And at this stage, I was really dependent on recognizing the patterns of what he was. I was reliant on trying to figure out what he was on, what combination he was on, so I knew how to deal with him. It was incumbent, on me,
no, it's not
because
just
it
about
affected
her.
my safety. Dealing with somebody who was really high, dealing with Johnny high on coke and speed, meaning Adderall or some version of that.
Dealing with Johnny high on coke. All my friends are here. I got a whole bunch of friends here, and then Marilyn Manson's here also, and they're running off and they're doing drugs, and then they come back. But my safety is endangered because all my friends are here, of course, watching and seeing all this stuff happen. None of my friends are reporting on any of this stuff. They're just sitting around because he's Johnny.
Different from the opiate Johnny, which is different from the booze Johnny, or a different combination. And there was talk of Quaaludes at the time, and Johnny was trying to get it from.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Exactly.
I'll sustain the objection. Yes.
So
Please continue.
So I wanted to know what I was dealing with. It was important to my safety to know who.
Objection, non-responsive.
I think
That's why I followed him.
All right.
Your Honor.
So what did you do next?
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
What did you do next?
I went upstairs to the apartment, the main apartment, not the apartment that we were celebrating Thanksgiving in, to try to figure out what was going on. And we had an argument that took place downstairs, and I said something to provoke Johnny. I went up the stairs ahead of him to get back to the party. He grabbed me at the top of the stairs, kind of through the stairs actually, by my shirt, kind of flung me a little bit. But I just remember I went into the bedroom, kind of retreated into the bedroom. I had a glass of wine in my hand at the time, which spilled everywhere and shattered. And I kind of retreated into the bedroom. Johnny came in after me, and there was this heavy.
And my wife and I, we've gotten in arguments before, and I can be quite imposing. And my wife would, she backed off like, and I'm just standing there. Like, looked at her. I was like, wait a second. I was like, what are you doing? She was just like, well, you scared me. I was like, okay, we're not playing that. like really quick. It was like, yeah, we're not playing that. And she just was like, yeah, but I was like, okay, I'm walking away, you know, because like I said, my wife and I, we have arguments. It's not like we don't have arguments. And like I said, I can be very imposing, but I'm standing up at her and I'm talking to her. And she was just like, like passing back. And I was like, okay.
Women are so dramatic.
Yeah, very dramatic. And I would just looked at her. I was like, okay, what are you doing? Like, don't give me that shit. And I just turned around and walked off. I was like, all right, we'll do this later.
She knows better. Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
You know? I don't get mad about it. I sort of laughed at it. I was just like, okay, I see where this is going. No, I'm not being aggressive or mean, but you know, you're being dramatic because you want a different kind of attention. I got it. So we'll just separate and walk away.
Yeah.
So I could see this where he's sitting there going, listen, stop being a bitch. Like chill. Like you're drunk, you're high, whatever it is, stop.
Yeah.
And, or maybe she's chastising them and being like really snide about it, because women can do that where they just like say those little backbiting things and you're just like, listen,
we can cut you in two with our tongues, just like just the things that we say. Yeah.
So you pull them aside and you're just like, hey, calm down, chill. You know, these are your friends here. I've got one person here hanging out, and your friends are talking about, you know, the last dick they sucked or whatever. And I'm really not interested in the conversation.
Me and Nancy are hanging out doing some coke.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know,
let us be.
Like stop it. Just stop. I could see it. I could see it, you know, a million times over. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, it is all about her. You know, I'm sure he wasn't a saint, but how do you wade through the bullshit to decipher what an ounce of truth in it? And that's the trick of someone like her, because there's truth in what she's saying, and then there's a big lie that follows along with that. And that's the danger of people like this, where there is truth in what they're saying.
Yeah, and then there's her truth. Yeah.
Yes. And he said that to her before. It's like, well, that's your truth. That's your lived truth. You know, just like, dang. I totally understand. Could have turned into a 3-day power trip, but smile and wave. Yeah. And see, I learned this trick from a guy that I worked with that I delivered pizzas. He was, you know, got pizza delivery drivers. And one day I came in and I was like a little pissed off because, you know, this dude was flipping me off and yelling at me and cussing me out. And he was like, dude, calm. I was like, dude, it's not fucking cool. He goes, you know what I do whenever someone does that to me? They get all pissed off and flipped off and they start cussing and cut you off and everything. He says, I slow down. I let them do all their crazy stuff. And then whenever I go by them, I give them a nice wave because it pisses them off even more.
Kill them with kindness.
Right. And it makes me feel so much better because I didn't get angry and I didn't get upset with them. I just was like, okay, you do your thing. You do yours. I'm happy. I'm happy in my own little automobile. And it's always worked well for him, you know, and you could always see the zen that he had in that. You know, not that he wouldn't get mad, but it was just, he handled it a different way. I was like, dude, that is so cool. I like your attitude. So I adopted that, where I just like, I can get angry and upset, but at the end of the day, I just go, hey,
yeah,
how you doing? I love that guy. Dave.
Like vintage style glass decanter. He picked up the decanter and hurled it at my head, my face. It missed, thankfully, but smashed into a piece of art behind me in the bedroom wall, above the bed. I got past him. I think there might have been a bit of shoving. I can't really recall in the sequence of when that happened, but I wanted to go back downstairs, and I passed my closet. I had to change my shirt, and
I'm sure you did.
I went back downstairs to the party to finish the evening out. and I put on a face, and we finished the evening with the guests, and then more fighting happened afterwards.
So we talked about December 15, 2015, last Thursday.
I just love his
Over the
reaction.
Bahamas over the holidays. But I did.
I love it too. He's just like, My soon-to-be ex is the silent treatment captain of the universe. Oh yeah. Yeah, that nothing will drive someone crazier than whenever you do that, where you just like, and you just walk away silent, don't say anything. You're just like, done. Nothing will get somebody's hackles up faster than that. At this point, I've been going 3.5 hours. Daniel, you've been a wonderful, wonderful guest.
I hope so. I know I've been a little bit like zoned out. I'm so tired. I slept for 2 hours last night.
Oh my
but I'm
God.
glad. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I could keep you company though. I know you don't need it. Like you do fine on your own, but
I'm so glad you can come in because it's so
yeah,
much
I know,
fun
me
whenever you can say, hey, asshole.
I know. I love it.
But on this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send everybody over to MG. You guys make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way over there. Everybody have a wonderful night. And I will continue this on, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have my morning show and then I'm going to have the evening show, and it's going to be all political bullshit. Come by, hang out as long as you want to. Get angry, have a drink, have a party, have sex. I don't care. Just come by. Peace, y'all.
I love a buttered biscuit.